And happy birthday, girl.
Thank you. It's just been a normal day around here, though.
Oh, that's how it is always here. We're moms. Nobody cares.
Same old, same old.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's been good. Nothing crazy's happened, so I can get down with that.
Oh, good. That's it. As long as everything is not anymore. I just want calm. I just want calm. So let's see. We'll wait a few to see if we can get some people in here. I'm getting all my stuff set up. So hey, Tuck girl, how you doing? Good to see you. So let me find all this. Oh my gosh, it took me. I was on my way home. I was gonna do this. We were gonna do this a lot earlier. This is all my fault. Um, I ended up ran out, did some errands because it's supposed to snow, and while I was in Walmart, apparently we had a snowstorm, and it was horrible. And it ended up a 20-minute trip home ended up taking 45 minutes. So
That
first,
is terrible. I'm so glad we don't have snow like that down here.
well, it was 50 out today. I had the windows open, and that's awesome. Oh, Tuck girl, well, come and chill with us and relax. And you're such a hard worker. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I bet you did wonderfully.
Oh, I
You
know.
passed that. You passed that interview, no doubt. Don't stress it.
You got it, girl. So first, we have a little something for our truth warrior.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, that was so cute. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. We love the minions at this house, so yes. I'm glad you had a good day. That nothing too crazy happened, and so I have been gone all day. Apparently, we're at war with Iran, and what else has happened?
Yeah, that did happen this morning on my birthday. I forgot about that. Yeah, we're kind of in some craziness, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, what were we all talking about? What are they trying to keep us busy doing while other things are going on?
Exactly. We've all been told there's a distraction going on for something and we don't know what, but
Mhm.
maybe so.
Boom, here it came. And now I'm gonna try and find. Oh, that's this. So one of the things that we were gonna do tonight is just, everybody has so many questions. So, um, let me see. I am so sorry. I'm so like discombobbled. I don't have anything. I don't have anything ready like I was supposed to. But I was so awkward. Apparently, I'm famous for my door being decorated. That I love that though. I love that. Um, it's different, but I had a client that lived in like an assisted living home, and she used to win prizes every year because they would all decorate their little doors, and she just loved it. She'd go to the dollar store and go wild, and her door. Oh, I wish I had that kind of creativity. I would do with nails, but not with life. So, um, So, I mean, did anything new come out today? Because I haven't seen anything new.
I haven't seen anything new today either. I wasn't watching a lot of the day, but I know that JLR and a few of the guys had gone to Mount Lemon. Is that how you say it?
Yeah. I got to.
And I'm not sure what I don't think anything really came of that, but that was their plan for today and the journey they went on. But that's all I've heard, so no clue.
Why don't we peek at that? Because I did want to see them going to Mount Lemon. I know, and I saw like one quick thing of him. Like it looked like he was on a ski lift or something. So
I know he talked about getting pies at the restaurant up there, so I'm curious if they ended up getting their pies. He was really excited about that.
I get excited about pie too.
Me too. I love pie.
Let's see. I'm going to play this for him and see what he has to say in his opening. Because like I said, I missed everything today.
Come on in, folks.
There we go.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Day 28. Nancy Guthrie started out a little bit late this morning.
I love it.
Out front of Nancy Guthrie's home. Come on in. There's a lot of people starting to pile into the chat. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. JLR Investigates. Got a new hat. Our friend from Tombstone came back, Tony, with a new hat. Folks, I am in front of the Guthrie home here, and significant changes here from before, from the last.
And that's something I thought was funny the other day when that guy from Tombstone came up to him. He was like, Tombstone? He's like, there's really a place called Tombstone? I'm like, oh my gosh, why? I was like surprised that like he didn't know that.
At least 3 weeks since we've been here at the scene. We've been here now 22 days. It is day 28 since this terrible incident happened. We are going to take a convoy and we're going to go up to Mount Lemon soon. So I'm waiting for Dad's going live. I have IRT media behind me. I wasn't sure if I was going to live stream from this location. I kind of put out a tweet this morning and was like, well, there's not much going on. It's an empty house. Here it is. An empty house. There is media out here, but it's not, there's no activity anymore. Pretty much the house has been released back to the Guthrie family. So, which pretty much makes this area, you know, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get more activity here from this location anymore. And then we got this stuff popping off overseas, right? I guess you would say the World War III has started.
Yeah. That's scary to me. That's the thing. So, you know, I'm kind of, yeah, I know. I want to see your door too, Tut Girl. But this, you know, so what are they going to do? This is what I'm wondering. What are they going to do now? The house is back to the family. Well, as far as we know, because wait 3 days, that may change. But as far as we know, they're done at the house. House is back to the family. I mean, I don't believe they would let them in doing all of that, you know, putting cameras up, the security system, all that stuff. If there really was, I would hope if there was anything left, you know. But
I've heard from a few prior FBI agents that they've gotten all the evidence that they personally can in that residence, and that's why they went ahead and turned it over. But, you know, it's just interesting because they did install all those security cameras for a reason, you know. Obviously, they don't trust all the crazies that have showed up in front of the house with the wall there. So who's to say what's going to happen without them there now? At least they do have those cameras in place. But,
well, I think,
I don't know, it's wild.
Was it JLR yesterday that was saying, or somebody was saying, they were talking, maybe it might have been that John, but about people, you know, people sneaking in to get selfies, things like that. I mean, they, you know, influencers teenagers, you know, we all have that house in our neighborhood or in our town, wherever, you know, and so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But what are they going to do? I mean, is he going to stay out there, or?
I had suggested them setting up at least for a few days, you know, to cover things at the sheriff's department, because then they would be able to see when SWAT's deployed. And they could not necessarily follow SWAT if they're smart, but they could come behind a little bit after. You know, you don't want to interfere with the investigation at all, but you still want to see what's going on at a safe distance. So I think the sheriff's department would be a great place for them to stage, just to sit and kind of keep doing what they were doing. And I think people think that the case is over just because they're not able to sit in front of the house anymore. But most cases, you don't really have that place in front of a house like that anyways. You kind of just go and do and discuss them and, you know, share information that you can to keep it in the media and in the light. Like, you want people talking about it still, or it does go cold.
Exactly.
But I don't think that changes just because they can't stay in front of the house.
No, and like we talked last night, like, just because it's quiet doesn't mean it's cold. Like, there's still all those tips they got to go through. And think about some of the stuff that we've read in chats that people have said that they think is a tip, and we're like, oh boy, you know.
Exactly. And they have to go through each one of those no matter what.
Exactly.
Iran, US, Israel, a lot of things in reference to that. So that might overtake this case, and the only thing left on this case is, you know, whether a body is found or an arrest. Might be the last. Yeah, turn your blinkers off. It's a good idea. It's the hazards, whatever like that. We're kind of just sitting here. Some vehicles here are just on standby. I know you can't park here, whatever, but people are just like sitting inside their vehicles in their car. Manhunt continues for the person responsible that did this to Nancy Guthrie. Very concerned that this case, as far as media coverage, is going to go away because there's.
Oh, that's what you were talking about the other day. Okay. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah. Pulling the bottom up where you can see where it's at. Yeah, that's easy to figure out where you want to go with it.
That they released it back to the family. Families put on security.
Yeah, that's not coming.
Trespassing signs here. You're not going to see any more. So this is our last time. Wait till the neighbor there was just waiting.
Well, you heard it. Like our last time.
The last time. Because there's nothing here. We're not leaving the case. We're just not doing it out here anymore. We're waiting for Dad's going on to come. Sheriff Nanos, this case could take years. Literally dead out here.
Oh, that was the other.
What do you think happened to Nancy? Shinobi Twisted Tail says, I'll come down and sit there and I will do a live so the story doesn't go cold. I've got a channel. I don't have a problem doing that. Please stay.
Oh, this is just him. Carol, we're just reviewing what he said this morning because we all missed it. Some of us missed it. But I did hear.
Just sent you an email with an interesting interview with the Pima County deputy.
That girl, somebody is coming out tonight. I don't know who they are.
Interesting.
With a spirit.
I think they actually canceled it for tonight. I'm not sure why, but they didn't end up doing it tonight.
Well, a lot of people were getting kind
We're
of
in front of
upset,
the home
thinking that
here.
it was inappropriate, a little too soon.
Anybody want to
like
talk
that.
while we wait for Dad's going live?
Yeah, I know.
You
I
do,
like Dalen.
Shoot me an email, say you want to talk.
And he actually talks to people. And did you know he is on
People keep sending emails.
he's on a soap opera, Guiding Light.
If anyone wants to chit chat.
Who is?
Dalen Spratt. He was I don't know if you've ever seen the show Ghost Brothers.
Oh, I see the chat now. Okay, I was confused. I thought you were talking about JLR, and I was like, what?
Some information.
No, I think Carol thought that
also, I
we were
don't know.
JLR.
If those girls ever went to the police.
That's the other thing, those women from the other day. But who knows, was it a viable tip or did one of them have a dream? I mean,
Information on Nancy's case. Let's see. What do you got?
How you doing, Robbie? How's your mom?
I was on Jamie's live Thursday night, and a lady called in that told him her aunt lives 2 doors down from Nancy. The aunt has video of her cameras that show a man snooping around her home and car. I'm wondering if the sheriff's office looked into this. You never know with them.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not into mediums, but 2 different ones are saying to look around Tanque Verde Falls, Tanque Verde Falls. She is near a big rock tied down, and the rock turns of shade of purple when the sun hits it right. Please look into this area. They also said something big will happen this weekend.
Well, we got one more day of the weekend.
Let's talk. That's Nance. Fred from Las Vegas, retired 15 years, CSI. I would love to talk. Yeah, it's Fred. I'm going to call you. Retired CSI.
Oh, I did hear this. He does. He calls this guy, and his information's pretty important.
Live to come here.
Okay,
so
cool. We'll listen
to
him
Mount
then.
Lemon. I'll call retired
Hi, Carla.
CSI,
Welcome in.
and we'll listen in.
He's had some really good callers.
Hi, Fred.
JLR, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Is this Fred?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Fred.
How you doing, JLR?
Thanks for reaching out. You're
No problem.
You're retired CSI?
15 years in Vegas.
15 years in Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Thank you for your service,
He's
Fred.
really young.
No
A
problem.
lot of people in the chat are saying hi.
Too.
Oh, everybody's wonderful. I've been following what you're doing. Got a lot of free time now, so yeah. Just wanted to call and talk to you and clarify a few things maybe for some people.
Sure.
Yeah, everybody's welcome. I love
In
it.
many
The more the merrier,
searches,
Carla.
hazard searches
Thanks for
here in
coming
Las
in.
Vegas.
Uh-huh.
First of all, to let people know,
Can everyone hear all right? I
desert
can turn
terrain
it up if they
is
can't.
way different from any other place to search.
Thank
It's
you.
very hard to search
Thank you
desert
so much,
terrain as
Carla.
far as grid searches with a team, search party, whatever.
Uh-huh.
We search here in Vegas, a little different than Arizona in Vegas, but it's still desert terrain. We do most of our searches by drone with night vision. And we search at night because when you're searching the desert, you want to search animal and bug activity. That tells you a lot.
Uh-huh.
Everything comes alive at night in the desert. Not much happens during the day. But there's been a lot of cases, especially here in Vegas, that we've solved with desert animals and bug activity in the desert. So very tough to search with search parties. It's better to search aerial. And what you're looking for is disturbances.
Okay.
Different, it's hard to explain, but different upset terrain, which shouldn't be there, like a pile of sand that shouldn't be there, a pack of coyotes around something that shouldn't be there, stuff like that. So that's just as far as the search of the desert terrain. Now, one thing that I wanted to tell you and to let you know is I don't think Pima County has an actual CSI department. I think they have what's called the Specialized Criminal Division that handles like officer-involved shootings, special incidents that go on.
Gotcha.
I don't think they have a regular CSI team like we have here in Vegas. And the procedure is when the cops come into a scene, they do all the secure and they're called there, and then they call the CSI in. We show up afterwards. The property's usually taped off and nobody's allowed to go nowhere near it. I didn't see that happen there. I went back and watched a lot of stuff because I wasn't really watching in the beginning, but I can tell you this because you were there. At the daughter and the son-in-law's house that night, it was a nighttime that they came. Those trucks that pulled in, there was 2 trucks that came in the evening. That was CSI.
CSI, okay.
Yes, those cases.
Absolutely, Kathy. Just from day one. Day one.
They carried in that was CSI kits. They were in that house, and that was CSI in there. When you were reporting that the lights were off and you seen the flashing.
Yes.
That was CSI activity in that house.
Well, why are they there, Fred?
Listen to
Why are
this.
they at
Listen to
Amy
this.
and Tommaso's?
Well, obviously, first off, you have to realize that the sheriff doesn't want help on this case. He doesn't want the public's help. He doesn't want you guys helping him. He doesn't want it. He's doing his own investigation. It's clear. And a lot of law enforcement will do that. They don't do that here in Vegas. We never did that. It's run different. We have a sheriff too, but it's run different. It's clear that the sheriff is not giving any information to the public or to you guys, or he's probably communicating directly with the family and no one else because he doesn't want any help on this. So it's obvious.
Nope. Ego. All ego.
There was some reason why CSI was sent to that other house over there. I didn't see him sent to Nancy's house at all. I didn't see that happen there, unless I missed it. But that night, when they came at night with those trucks, that was CSI in there. And also, I can tell you from many investigations here in Vegas that investigation there, it stops here in Vegas with the last people that seen the victim, which is Nancy, alive. It stops there. They were the last ones to see her alive. Everything has to start there. Before you can go on to anything else, those people that seen her last alive, they have to give a description of what she was wearing. They have to give interviews. They have many, many times they assist they want to assist.
Well, that's one of my questions. Remember the blue shirt that was out front on the bush, and they said that was Nancy's, and that Border Patrol had used that to snip the scent off to try and find her?
Yep, that's what I heard too.
I wonder, is that the shirt she was wearing that night? You know, she was in her. She was.
It could have been out of her laundry basket or anything like that. I know they just have to get something that smells like her.
Right.
So, but that could have. That's a really good question. It could have been what she did wear to dinner at Annie's.
Because Savannah's saying that she got pulled out of her bed in the middle of the night.
Right.
I mean, she wouldn't. She'd be in her. I mean, my mom always had her little nightgown on and her little, her little hair wrap or whatever. I mean, so.
In the investigation. Strange behavior, which is, in my opinion, what's happening with the daughter and the son-in-law, that's strange behavior. That is not let go until every possible thing is investigated. Mm-hmm. Now, the problem you guys have is the sheriff's doing it without letting anybody know.
Yeah,
exactly.
Without giving out any information. So, what you see is not really what's going on. I'm just telling you that. Those images on the door camera there are only what they wanted to release. They probably have much more that they're not releasing.
Exactly.
They released those images that they released to get help that maybe somebody would have known that person, like the brother, their close relative. Oh, I know him. All the other stuff they recovered from there is not released. They're not releasing it for whatever reason. Either the sheriff, I think the FBI released that, but they don't want it released. They don't want any help on this.
Why?
Because too many cooks spoil the broth is what they're going to say. You know what I'm saying?
Too many cooks spoil the broth.
Yeah.
Right. They will be flooded with people like you're hearing. Oh, everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got an accusation. And people call that in, and all it does is bog it down. So the old school sheriff, he believes that he can handle this. He'll do it. He don't need anyone's help. And that's just the way he's running the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
But, I know everybody's hard on the sheriff, and they're, saying this, and you don't know what. You have to remember something. He's a sheriff of a very large county, and he didn't get that by being a dummy all his life. I mean, he knows what he's doing.
Well, from what we've seen, though, he kind of got it by being dishonest, because he barely won his last election, and he won it by recount, and he also put the person he was running against on administrative leave like a month before the election. So when there's only two people running, and you kind of...
Sounds like he made his spot. He knew what he was doing.
Exactly. See, I don't know, but this is something, Kathy. After it was found out that Nancy was missing, after Savannah found out, she called Mark Kelly. Mark Kelly is a senator or rep.
Yeah. Senator.
Excuse me. And because she knew that he was good friends with Sheriff Nanos. So there is all these little, which it apparently probably didn't do her very much good, because she's friends with Barney Fife, I mean.
Yeah, I don't think it helped her any, but it may have actually hindered more than she believes.
Exactly.
Really.
The FBI might have came in right away,
Things might have changed.
I've wondered that too.
With the new tactics, but he's still a lot of years in law enforcement. So he knows what he's doing as far as not releasing things that way, with the way he wants to run his investigation. I don't agree with the way he's doing it, but we don't do it here, or didn't do it here in Vegas like that.
I don't know where they do that at.
That's just how he's doing it from the beginning, with the press conference, shutting them down. Especially a case this big, he should have a PR team that's giving updates. If he doesn't want to do it, or doesn't know how to do it, or is flustered by cameras, he'll have a team. Well,
and that's it. Usually police departments have a PR team or a PR spokesperson that comes out and says, this is what we can tell you. That's all we can tell you. And they'll maybe field a couple of questions that they already know what answer they're going to give, and turn down the question.
Wonder why he hasn't had one of those.
Yeah. And it would take some of the spotlight off him, I think, because, and not just us. I mean, I know that nobody owes any of us anything, but the people of that county are owed to find out, is there a danger in their neighborhood, and if this is random, there's a danger.
Exactly. I mean, there's still a man out there missing.
Yeah, exactly.
But he doesn't want that, obviously. So,
Fred, as far as the search, do they have to just wait because it would be, what I'm saying is just so much land around here, do they have to wait till they have some sort of credible idea where they think she is, opposed to just going out there and looking everywhere? Do they have to really have some concrete proof or an idea about a certain area?
Well, they do. I mean, there's too much. You got either 857 says 7,000 acres or something in Pima County. So I mean, they could be.
Yes, Pima County is the size of Connecticut and Rhode Island together. So, I mean,
it's huge. It is massive.
Yeah, and it goes all the way down to the border. So, I mean, I can't imagine. You know, I can't remember what they were talking about. Is like if there was someone that was talking about like if something happens to you, like in one part of the county, like how long it takes them to get to you. You know, and oh yeah, no, I understood what you said. Man is in suspect missing. Yeah, there's just some weirdo wander, and if he got away with this, maybe he's not going to come in this neighborhood, but maybe he's thinking, hey, everybody's over here looking, I could go do something over across town. I mean,
well, you say that, and last night I didn't know when to bring this up, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it in here now because it's relevant. Last night on the scanner, because you know I'm crazy and stay up listening to the scanner all the time, there was actually a call about a previous judge being kidnapped. Now, I don't know what came about that. I actually do have the call. Like, I recorded it.
Oh, wait.
But it was at like 1:13 in the morning, and he called 911 saying that he was being attempted to be kidnapped, and he had locked himself in his car. But then they handled that call by telephone after that so that it wouldn't be played over the scanner. So there was nothing else that I heard.
I'm going to have to, I read something about that this morning because someone else heard that, and it ended up being a, what did they call it? It sounds like like a mental issue, like they didn't say dementia, but it was something kind of like that he
right.
They didn't find any evidence of it, and so they chalked it up to. I'm gonna find that. I will find that. I swear. Because
I was very curious. You know, if it were the truth, and you also have to take everything with a grain of salt on the scanner too. You know, you can't say, "Oh, well, they called in for this. That's definitely happening."
Yeah, and it's hard because you get bits and pieces, and you don't always get the finish of it. Yeah.
Right. So you might hear a little bit and it might have cleared up being nothing, you know, anyways. But if there is a judge being targeted after Nancy's already been targeted with her status in the community and United States as her, you know, her daughter is famous or whatever. But what else? Like, is there something more really going on if they're targeting well-known proficient people in the community?
And this is the thing, like, it sounded like, you know, they chalked it up to like a mental issue, but how deep did they check to see? Like, if they said, oh, I got a message on Facebook, or I got a message on not MySpace, God, I'm 100 years old, but, you know, was it something like that? And the police were just like, oh, he's just tripping out. It's not a big deal, you know?
Right.
And because I had someone threatening me over text messages and Facebook Messenger a couple summers ago, and they wouldn't do anything about it. They literally kind of acted like I was crazy. They're like, it's just some woman on the internet. I'm like, it's some woman on the internet that lives in the town next to me.
Right. And those people on the internet could be just as crazy.
Yeah.
So
obviously crazy. Look what she's writing. She called the police and tried to tell them that I broke into her basement. Like, I've never even met
my Lord.
And I'm a chunky monkey, and I told the cop, I'm like, do I look like I'd fit in a basement window? He's like,
oh my gosh.
He's like, I don't believe you were trying to squeeze yourself in a basement window. But just people are nuts. And with this, I would be on high alert, you know? I mean,
they can search they have to have some idea of what they're looking, you know, where they're going to look, but everything stops where she was last seen there.
Yeah.
She was last seen at the daughter's home, but I mean, I haven't seen anything that could say that they know for sure that she made it back home that night. And you want my opinion?
Exactly. We only know that her garage opened at 9:48, was it? And closed at 9:50. Her garage.
Yeah, and people are saying that she probably wouldn't have made it out of the car, even just in her garage, out of the car and in her house in that amount of time. to close the door again. It would take her a bit longer to get in.
I kept thinking about that with my mom. Oh my gosh. I mean, there were days we were like, oh, standing there. It's like, raining.
So slow.
Yeah, we're like, come on, Nana, and just, yeah. So was that someone running home real quick, running to her house real quick to do something, to leave a door open, to set the scene and run back? I mean, this is so weird.
There's a lot of variables in this for sure.
And I still don't feel like okay about at least Tommaso. But I mean, who knows?
I agree.
Mother and daughter relationships, especially when the daughter has to take care of the mother, can get real dicey. I mean, you don't know.
Yep. It could be anything. Mm-hmm. And it could be, well, never mind. That's for later. Go ahead.
Okay.
There's a formal CSI that I think that guy on the ring cam was there to stage the scene. Stage the scene.
There we go.
He came in after. He wasn't in a hurry. He wasn't flustered. He wasn't rushing, looking around. The blood drops on the front stoop are very suspect. They look like they were dropped there by somebody. There's that black doormat would have been confiscated immediately by us.
Exactly.
Still out there.
Yeah, everybody's freaking about the doormat. At least he brought it up.
We would have came out.
There could be a hair on there or something.
Bagged up and taken in and analyzed. I mean, he's got to have, he had a flashlight in his mouth. He had to be spitting or saliva or something on that doormat, something on his shoes. The foliage would have been taken by us. We would have examined everything.
And it wasn't. It was still on the porch.
And it was all left there. So that makes me think a CSI team or somebody close to a CSI team did not go there because that would have all been taken.
But wouldn't that be common sense to pretty much anybody to me?
By the last place she was seen, and everything analyzed from there because, like I said, they don't even know. I mean, nothing's out there. The sheriff's not saying whether he knows or not, or he's not put anything out there that she even made it back home. They know the garage door went up and down. That could have been somebody going in there, opening all the locks on the doors. Okay, it's all unlocked. Go there, stage that scene. So it looks like she was taken from her house. She was never even made it back to the house that night. Now they go there and they see blood drops on the front stair, and they see whatever they saw in the house. They're not even releasing that. They could have made it look like she was taken out of her house.
And FBI, remember, they were going door to door asking for camera footage, but they were also searching all around the back sides of all the neighbors' properties along their fence line. And they told the one neighbor when JLR and I think it was 857 interviewed him, they asked what were they looking for. And they said, what did they say? They said they weren't looking for a body. They were looking for
They were asking for the footage on their cameras is all I heard. That they didn't really ask for much at all. They didn't say much at all. They were just interested in the camera footage.
This is in Annie and Tommaso's neighborhood that day that...
Oh, okay. I was thinking of Nancy's.
Yeah, no, this was... And yeah, they really haven't done much in Nancy's neighborhood, which red flag. They went into Annie and Tommaso's neighborhood and were searching all around the backsides of their neighbors and stuff like that. And they said for discarded items. So, do they think that she was, I think you had the theory of them parking somewhere else and taking her there so a car wasn't seen. Was there someone, because there was empty houses in Annie and Tommaso's neighborhood too. Was there someone parked in an empty house somewhere? And somebody who said it yesterday that the blood looked like it might have been placed on purpose? I mean,
I had heard people say that it could have dropped out of a tarp or something, if they were carrying her out. But I don't even really think they went out that front door.
I don't either. Okay, now I have a question because you said, hi, Cassandra. Do you see because I don't see a Cassandra in chat.
It showed up in chat and just said that they had said hi. So like the little button that says say hi and you can push it. That's what they did with the hand.
So hi, Cassandra. I'm sorry I didn't see you say hi, but hello. StreamYard's like that sometimes. It gets stinky with chat.
I've got my phone that I'm on, with the video and mic, and then I'm using the other phone to stream to see the comments. But I turned the volume up on the other phone real quick to see if we sounded okay because I haven't heard it at all and realized how loud I am. So I'm not screaming in the phone, y'all. I guess it must be my microphone, so I apologize.
Me too. I am loud as all get out. And I got a mic. Driver bought me a microphone so I can try and control the sound a little bit, but it won't sync up with my computer, so I've got to take a day and figure that out. Okay, let's listen to the rest of this.
You made it back there. So I'm just speaking from, we had a case one time here in Vegas where a mother and a son lived together, and the mother went missing, and there was no escape route from the house, meaning there was no way to get out of there without somebody seeing them on the street cameras. We have them here in Vegas. There's license plate readers and street cameras, which I understand they turned off, but there was no way out of this residence, and the mother came up missing, and it was a long time. Nobody could find her, and we found her in the septic field, buried by the sun, because we've seen it on infrared camera by animal activity around that septic field.
Mm-hmm.
And we found her in there. She never even left the house.
Well, yeah, when they were looking, they just looked straight down.
You guys don't know a lot of things because they haven't released it, and nobody's really questioned them on it. And even if you did, they wouldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the tremendous insight, former being CSI.
No problem.
Thanks for stopping by. When do you think Nancy's going to be found? What's your prediction here?
My prediction is she probably will be found, but not intentionally. Yep. Somebody will
happen upon
accidentally, or maybe find her
like a hunter or somebody, a hiker.
Yeah.
Wow, sad.
Yeah, that's how I think she's going to be found too.
Me too.
You guys do tremendous. When they tell you that you're not needed, and the mainstream media does not even go close to what you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
As you know, with that guy in Kentucky that the YouTubers found, right?
Yes, Joseph Couch.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So you do a great job. I've watched you
since the
Murdoch case.
Okay, Alex Murdoch.
Yeah.
The auctions. Oh yeah, I went to his auction.
Yeah.
That was pretty.
Yeah,
that was insane, wasn't it? Like lots of items for sale or auction.
Yeah, I caught you there on a late night, overnight deal, and I sort of watched not everything, but most things.
Jen between that comes in.
All
here.
right, Fred. Thanks for spending the time.
Hey, buddy.
Be safe out there. Thank you for your service.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you, buddy.
All right, Fred, former CSI, gave some perspective about what's going on. JLR investigates outside of Nancy Guthrie's home.
Contacted who before 911?
She contacted Mark Kelly before 911.
Oh, okay. So Annie and Tommaso called her. Probably called her first, and then called 911, and then she called him. I wonder if they called 911 at all, because we haven't heard a 911. Well,
that's what I'm wondering, because that 911 call should be out.
Yeah,
and actually, we could FOIA that. Even though the case is open, they can release the 911 call if there is one. So I'm going to FOIA that because I'm curious about that.
And like I said, Arizona is really weird about their stuff, because I had a friend that covered that. It was Dre McCrae from Facebook, and they were there was a bunch of people trying to get the 911 call from her home that day. And it took almost a year and a half before they could get that call. And it was because they were really picky. They pick and choose what they decide is public in a case. And,
oh yeah, for sure. Especially if it's still open.
Yeah.
Now, when they close the case, it makes it a little easier, but they can still decline or redact anything they want to before they release it.
Yep, exactly. And I think Tennessee was like that too. Like you had to live in, you had to be like with Tennessee, I think you have to be a resident of Tennessee to be able to get anything. You can't FOIA anything if you're from a state over, anything like that. And
yeah, I know Arizona was difficult. I had to FOIA some things for different cases in Arizona, but it was Maricopa County.
oh
So
yeah,
I don't know if they do things a little bit differently than we're at Pima. But
this
it
was the
was
whole
difficult to
state.
get it. It took a long time. They definitely were not in a rush, like you say.
Mhm. So yeah, so it sounds like maybe Annie Tommaso got there. Maybe they called Savannah, said we can't find her, she's missing. And I mean, it sounds like they automatically assumed right from get-go that she was kidnapped, which I wouldn't have assumed something that's what I want to know too. Why?
Well, first, I would assume that she just went somewhere or wandered off by herself. You know,
Exactly.
I would never assume kidnapping right off the bat.
Exactly, Kathy. It's only his word. The only thing that we know about that moment in time is that the garage door opened at 9:48 and it closed at 9:50. We don't know who opened it. We don't know if she walked up and did her keypad. We don't know if he had an opener in the car. Like we had an opener for my mom in my car and in hers when she was driving.
And that's all it takes to access the house is that garage door opener.
Exactly. Okay, and that brings me to another question. That's my question that I was talking about earlier. Okay, so Annie's car was seized. Like what, third day? I think it was. And it hasn't come back. It's still in evidence. And it's been told that this is an ongoing investigation. I've got to find that. I've got it in my history. Yeah, we don't know. And
I heard today that Annie's car was released. Now, this is not fact, so I'm just saying what I had heard.
okay.
I heard that Annie's car was released, but Tommaso's was not.
Well, see, that was what it was that Maureen McDowell, the FBI agent that Brian Enton keeps talking about. She was talking about it in something I watched this morning, and I got to find it again. But she said something about that was their only car. Tommaso didn't have a car.
That's interesting. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, that it was just her car, and she said she wasn't positive, but that's what she had heard, and that they still have this car in evidence. And she said, why would they hold it this long? She said they should have, and she said exactly the same thing that we were saying the other night. They should be able to go through it, get everything forensically done that they need to do, and then release it, unless it still has evidentiary value. Hi, Oldie Moldy. I like your name.
Yeah, they should have released it already because Nancy's car's home. The other day when that white car drove into the garage, that was them returning her car to her garage.
That was my next question has Nancy's been returned? So yeah, and I mean hers was checked just because it's part of the house, most likely, but I find that odd that they held it for this long. And that Maureen McDonald, let me see if I can find that, because I think it was just, I'll play this and then
not much activity here. There are some media here still. We're on our way to Mount Lemon, so I'm just waiting for Dad's going live. Another YouTuber, I'm gonna hitch a ride with him. We're gonna hook up the Starlink, and we're going to go out there. It's starting to warm up very well out here.
I heard it was a 90 out there today.
Hot out here. Make sure you stay hydrated today, my friends.
Nice whenever y'all are gone. Under
here. Yeah. You can sit under there now if you want. Oh no, you're not in the way.
And totally unrelated.
Yeah, come under now. You don't want to be under there. Yeah, come on in.
What is going on?
I don't want to be under there. Looks miserable. It's miserable. You need help? Here, hold on. I'll help you. All right, it's move shop. What do we got? Move the whole operation? Move the operation. Thank you so much. Yeah. It's good. And there's whole drinks in that in there.
I appreciate you very much.
I'm not looking at chat right now.
We should like adjust this at all. Remember, like that. Move it around. Because we're not going to be here today at this location. Well, I mean, we might come back at the end of the day,
I'll be
but we're going to be like.
hopefully.
So, folks, yeah. So it'll be soon. And in the meantime, crazy stuff is happening all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if we can get another caller. Anybody want to talk? Arizona native, Deborah Hill. All right, Deborah Hill. I'm going to be calling you Deborah Hill. Do a couple calls here. Talk to people. See what you have to say, Deborah Hill. Come on in, Deborah Hill. You're up. Arizona native. Oh, the call didn't
The
get...
person you dialed can't take your call now.
Can't take the call. Deborah. Did I do the right number? Yeah, it looks like it.
Take it off airplane mode, Deborah.
Just let me know if you're still interested in talking, Deborah. Anybody else want to talk? Just say, shoot me a message. Tips.
I can't find it right now.
TLRinvestigate@gmail.com.
Oh, that's exactly what we're wondering.
Say I want to talk.
He said this is his
Talk about
next
if you're
day
a
that he's going to
professional
sit
in
out
any
in
type
the
of
house. I mean,
field,
there's not
former
really
law
much.
enforcement. Know any expert in any field? I'd love to hear from you. We're going to be headed out of here in the next, 15 minutes. He said he's on his way. Well, after 10, as we discussed. We got convoy. We'll have a convoy of 3 or 4 vehicles going up.
It is beautiful out here. I mean,
No more Red Bulls. No, that was a Coca-Cola.
yeah, we'll do something. It's beautiful. And I will say that, when I've been doing my work, folding laundry and checking in on this stuff, I live in a frozen state.
That is stunning.
Beautiful, I pulled out of the restaurant tonight and I almost did a 180. It was so slippery. Ooh, I'm ready for summer.
Yeah, my 5G works good. Yeah, even the 5G works good out here on this one.
That Coke sounded good. I'll be right back.
What you think, Aaron?
Well, I think we should. Have you ever heard of the Randonautica app?
I've not.
Okay, so you use the app, and it actually gives you a random coordinates to go to, and you say how far you're willing to drive. But they actually solved a murder case in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
People were using it and found a suitcase with body parts in it.
Really?
About 3 years ago. It uses quantum computer to generate random. And I've had some kind of strange things that I've seen on it too. So here's the app.
So what can you do? Just get look.
So if you hit the start button, it'll get. You know what? I'm gonna buy the membership real quick.
And it can help you pinpoint.
The whole theory is it's using a quantum computer, so but it generates a random
What is the
GPS
quantum
coordinate.
computer?
You drive to it, and I actually I did it with some friends one time, and it took us to the exact spot where my friend had been in a car accident 10 years prior. I swear to God.
So it like locations of like things that have happened.
It's just an energy spot on Earth.
Really?
I swear
Is this
How do they
on
figure that
live?
out?
I don't know. It's quantum computer. So
We were talking about
spots
that.
where
The
things
energy
have happened.
yes.
Yeah, I've
Cadillac,
experienced
we talked about that last night.
myself. It's kind of freaky.
Whoa.
So I need to.
Is this Dad's Gone Live? Is that what that is?
Pretty wild.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
the guy with the hat and the beard.
Yeah.
Not the guy
An
talking,
old
the
murder
other guy.
site?
Okay.
That
It goes off intention. So if you have
You see if
good like intentions, it'll
Yeah.
take you to good places. It'll take you there too. Yeah, exactly.
Look at those canyons, man.
It's gorgeous.
Dude, this is a million. If you had a house up here, it'd be $1 million view.
Anybody want drinks?
No, I'm good. You got anything cold?
No, it's just wet. I picked up earlier.
Oh, so from the thing? Maybe they're cold.
They're good.
In the back? Stay hydrated.
Drink? Sure.
I think you're locked. Oh, wrong car. Dude, I was opening up the wrong car. Okay.
That's the second
Hey,
time he's tried to
Gatorade,
get
good.
somebody else's
Have
car.
some Gatorades. Yeah,
He's
got
gonna
some
get
flowers.
arrested for
Someone
that.
grab whatever you.
Hey, we got free drinks. Stay hydrated.
Oh, lava hot Gatorade. That's gotta be good on a hot day.
The little birdie it's generating a quantum dots basically, and it'll give us a GPS location.
And it will tell us some weird stuff that happened.
Sometimes it's nothing, and sometimes like you have those weird things where it takes you to a place where the friend who you're with actually got in a car accident there
Yeah.
in that exact same spot, the same intersection.
Wow.
yeah, it does.
Like, so it's saying to go there, and I can zoom out if I need to.
So that looks like that's like over there.
I mean,
And let me zoom in tight so it'll.
Yeah.
If anybody else.
That's kinda weird.
So do we know where that's at? That's south. Looks like south.
That's what we were talking about
right?
last night. Like during the
I
tragedy
can hit
and
the.
things like that. Like
So
they
when
literally
you hit
Yeah,
go,
see?
then it'll give directions.
like,
So you know where
energy
that looks
flow.
like that's at? That cavern over there.
That
Right
looks
over
like
here.
it's pinging
That
near
looks like
Nancy's
it's right there.
house.
Yeah.
It looks like that's like right here.
Drive past it.
I don't think we can get there from here from now.
No, you got to come up
Yeah, this is like the only road thing up. That's what it looks like because it's like just
right below us.
yeah to this.
That would be strange if it took us to a cavern.
That's what it is. Let's do that way. It's right there.
Wow.
there's a lot of dirt roads that travel up there, but I think you can only get to them.
Yeah, you can only get down up from down there.
So we'll do it on the way back.
Yeah.
So I think.
Wonder what the distance is, like the scale it is
I bet
from
you there'll be some up
point
on
A to
Mount
the
Lebanon.
point it gave him.
That would be interesting to know.
All right, we're gonna go. We're on our way back up. This is our first view.
And
It's
then
at least
yeah,
get a little bit. Well, it feels cooler up here though. It's still hot, but it feels cooler. Guys, ready to roll?
Next one's pretty awesome.
Next one. Next one. He said next one is awesome.
So I gotta tell you,
Yes, sir.
I think I have your gazebo in the back of my truck. Somebody asked me to
You
grab
can
it.
keep it.
Oh, okay.
Have it. It's yours, brother. Take it with you. Take it home. You never know when you can use it. I can't take it on a plane.
Yeah, I was wondering that all the stuff that he got, he's just gonna have to probably do it. Like, guys, there's no way. He's just gonna be obnoxious.
Same thing. All right, folks, we're off. We're going back up.
Asked the drone guy to view terrain where the coyotes were howling near Annie's. Okay,
Oh,
Kimberly. Yeah, but they're
that's
on every night though, no?
No, man. I haven't heard any coyotes there that night.
Really?
And I was there for like a week straight at night.
Okay.
Like, I was actually outside their home. And I never heard coyotes.
Really? Okay.
Is there. Right.
That's something we can definitely ask.
Yeah, because that
I
was
think they're Helen
frightening
suspicious
that
maybe?
night. That
They sound like that behind my house every night.
see, we don't have that
Some
many.
people say they're
We have
mating.
them out
I
here.
thought they were up
We
to
can
something.
hear them,
So
Maybe they
but
found
we don't
some
have
sort
any
of prey.
packs that
if it was
big. I
me
don't think.
and I'm gonna ditch
Oh,
something
yeah.
that I'm not supposed to have or be around,
That was,
I would do it
Oh,
somewhere that's
chilling.
closed, where no one's gonna go.
but there
at
was
least
also
until
fire trucks
summer.
going through.
You know,
too.
the longer you
I
have
wonder if
without
that.
people there, the more
When
chances
when
you have.
coyotes hear sirens, they start howling worse too.
So this would
And there was
definitely
a siren going in
JR's
JLR's video that he was playing.
I don't.
Yeah,
I mean, I
recording
understand
of it.
we're talking about a body, but I don't like the idea of it being a body.
Yeah.
You don't have to wear a seatbelt. You don't want. I don't care.
Yeah, I do it for safety.
I do too.
In case you roll off a cliff.
Yeah. Everyone, where are you from? And yellow spam. Appreciate that, firefighters.
That is so beautiful.
Air vent making a difference up there.
Yeah.
There's
I
music.
just
It is.
like to hold it off here because I want to see the
The scenery.
scenery.
That's someplace I would like to visit. My dad loved going here.
If I was driving, I couldn't hold
My
it.
grandparents went every year for his bombardier group
So we keep going up.
reunion. My grandmother did not. They lived in Ohio. Did not like to drive. He always insisted on driving. Didn't like to drive from Ohio out there, up to Arizona. But he liked it when
My daughters have that song playing forever.
I'd love to go visit sometime too, but I would not be able to drive there from South Carolina.
Every time I hear the word
Oh,
That would be too far.
there's no way. There's no way. I'm a good
This terrain is
Car
crazy.
partner.
It's like mountain.
I'm a good DJ.
Rugged
I'm a
rock.
good, food server, all that stuff. But no, not that would be days. And
definitely unique.
driver would drop me off at a
like
rest
the
stop
granite
somewhere.
stuff.
So,
Right. A good 10-hour or less road trip is good for me, but anything more than that, we need to talk about it some more.
yep, exactly.
Yeah, make sure you guys roll down the window in the back seat if your car's sick and stick your head out the window. 'Cause if you
Apparently,
do,
JLR is like a
But
crazy
right below
driver.
there is just nothing but canyons,
My
man.
friend went on a case with him one time.
This-
He had
that's
There's,
someone
something
to
there's
drive.
nothing but canyons.
She's
Like on the
hanging
side,
out
you throw
for
something
life.
off. Especially if somebody's wrapped in a tarp or
we're
carpet.
at 4,000 feet.
All right, we're at
4,000
Oh, I
4,000
wondered. He
We
goes,
got 9,000.
somebody else had
Yes, we have to
mentioned
go up
her.
another 5,000
I
feet.
like
Not even
in
halfway up.
chat a couple times, and then I heard somebody
insane.
say it. Like
And there's
from
there's already so many places to
JLR's
hike
life,
stuff right here.
I
Look
never
how fast that train
got
goes
to see
down.
who
man.
it was.
Just
Okay.
drops.
I wondered. I heard about
Have they
about
looked up
it.
here? Has there been any
In a good way.
I don't think so.
Like even right here to the left, that little crevice. And it's not that big, but that would hide something. Keep doing that.
Sorry. No, you're fine.
I wiped down
That's
the
me.
dashboard, I think yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah. I really think it's because I wiped.
Oh, sorry. See, I gotta work on that microphone because that will separate the sound out better.
Down. Okay. Watch what I do.
What I said, in case you didn't hear me, was I've seen a lot of people talking about Behind Green Eyes in a good way. And the other day, JLR was live, and I heard somebody say her name behind him, but I didn't ever get to see who she actually was.
Yeah, I've watched her a few times during this case since Nancy's been missing,
Mm-hmm.
and she's really good. I haven't seen her as often as these other streamers, but she is out there for sure.
I'll have to check her out.
Get that thing down there like that.
You said watch what I do, and I drove. Good vibes towards
Like, yeah,
the phone
man.
now. Good vibes towards the phone now.
Good vibes.
We pulling off here too, or
Yeah,
no?
you want to?
We can.
Yeah.
Look at every little spot.
Yeah.
go up here and investigate what it looks like. As long as we got Starlink, we're good.
Try to get like where that truck is, and then we can go.
I'm enjoying the road trip, but what is their thoughts on what they could really find there? Like, do they think she would just be laying alongside the road or in a parking lot or what?
Probably Starlink gets the best range in the sky. It's 2 ports, 1 toilet in the middle.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself. Can you hear me better now? I turned them down a little bit. That's
Your ears have already. Our ears have already been talking.
Yeah, I can hear you good.
okay. I think, and I'm not trying to be any sort of way. I don't have any. I'm not throwing shade or anything, but at this point, I think it's just content. I mean, there's nothing. There's been a couple people that were talking about trails up here on some of the lives, like some locals that were talking about it, and
This is going to be
that there were possible areas that they could have taken her, like, and dumped her.
into these like
That it wasn't that far from her home, but I mean, it seemed like
terrain.
we fast forwarded through it. It seemed like a good amount of time. to
I
get
think
there.
you said it took about an hour to get there, so.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think stuff like that is just more.
Dude, it feels so much cooler up here.
I don't think it's that
Right?
complicated wherever she is. I think she's probably pretty close. She's gonna be somewhere where everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, we looked there" or something. Because
Yeah, that's how it happens a lot too. But I think they should do this closer to Nancy's.
Yeah.
Like the getting out and walking. I know Mark the Shark last night, he was out with a few of them and they were walking around different washes and stuff.
yeah,
And that's what needs to be done. If they could just get a few of them together and just walk that neighborhood even where there's separations between homes that aren't, maybe aren't owned by a private owner and is just land,
Right.
the city's
They were-
land or whatever, however it works there.
they were
But
talking
that's
about.
searched.
They were talking about that area
Dude, that sounds like an AK.
in between the two houses, between Nancy and that neighbor. That part of that area, the police had said that was her property where the ladies started digging, but JLR said when they looked at the map, it wasn't. There was they call them like easements here in the front, but
Yeah.
also it can be like in this, like in through, in between houses that's
In between them.
because of plumbing or whatever, and
Yeah.
and so there are areas like that. Yeah, that if they get that map, they can go on and they can make sure that they're not on anyone's property, the surveying map. And
There's
still-
actually an app that we've used in our searches, and it's called OnX Hunt.
Mhm.
And it shows property lines, and you can click it. It'll actually tell you the owner's names and everything.
oh wow,
So it's really, it's good to have because you don't want to trespass, but you
Right.
still want to search for the person you're looking for. So there's a thin line you got to watch. Try not to cross.
Yeah, and people get real, funny. Like, I mean, I would, if someone wanted to search on my property, say yes, but there are people that don't want that don't want you on there. And
Oh, for sure. We got turned down a lot, and you wouldn't think that you would be turned down as much. Like you expect some,
yeah,
but it's actually a lot more than you think, which is unfortunate, because it could be what saves somebody.
right. Well, and like
Yeah, I
know-
think more searching needed to be done right there around her house.
I do too. That whole, I mean, and really and truly, there's only a 4-mile difference between the daughter's house and her house. That's really, I mean, it is and it isn't that big of a search area, especially when they're finding possible, car footage, whatever, 2.5 miles away. I mean, because this is so vast and it is so big out there, to me, that means there would be greager distances between points of interest, just because it is so.
I agree.
4,000
But-
feet up. We're going to 9,000 feet. So
But I really think, and like I said, I'm not trying to throw shade because he has been out here every single day, rain or shine, standing, not even sitting most of the time, just standing. But I think it's coming down to just trying to keep people engaged with content like this. And
road going all the way up and pull over.
but I really
Well,
do.
they do follow the stream, like the audience's advice. People in the comments and stuff, they kind of take their advice on what to do and where to go and things. So It's what the people want, but I just don't understand all of it, I guess.
Gunshot.
That's just me as a searcher.
Well, and I'm not even a searcher, and I kind of feel that way too. I just
They're doing shots up there.
and maybe they just need a break too, you know. But
Hey, and I can respect that because they, especially JLR, he has, like you said, been out there, rain or shine. So he does need a day.
and I know I couldn't do it, but I have seen in his chat a lot of comments about people saying, "Go up there. There's space. There's places. There's private places. There's." And like we said, if she's found, she's gonna be found probably by accident. Because in Michigan, that happens a lot during hunting season. All of a sudden, a lot of
yeah, it does here too. We always have people found.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. It should just be like low.
I'm gonna use my other phone and hook on to it too.
Yeah, that right there with the camera, that's Dad's gone live.
Okay. I think he was. Here. Well, I am going to show this. This is something that we were talking about yesterday. So I'm going to flip flop this for a second while this plays. You sent this to me, and this is. Hope everybody can see it. If everybody remembers Miss Booty Shorts that showed up yesterday, and that's what I'm gonna call her because I think she was just. She's saying people shouldn't be looking at my clothes. Well. Okay, but
she definitely put herself there to be looked at. You can't say otherwise.
When your butt cheeks are hanging out 4 inches under your shorts, don't tell me you don't want people to look, okay? It's like having orange hair and being offended because somebody looks at you. You know what?
Yeah, she knew what she was doing.
Exactly. This is from Nerdy Addict. If the true crime community has ever completely united for anything, it should be to let this person know there's absolutely no place for this kind of behavior in the true crime missing persons community. We might not all agree on everything, but I think we can all agree that what took place in front of Nancy Guthrie's house yesterday was unacceptable and adds zero value to any case in any way. And let me read this. Kiki, tagged influencer. Yes, that's me. But you're incorrect about my purpose. I was covering the case for my unreleased or unlaunched true crime channel that I've been traveling the globe working on. Unfortunately, people like you want to capitalize off my body and the way I dress to get a storyline. We should focus on the issue at hand, Nancy's disappearance, rather than me and my outfit, and the photos you're referring to are for my thumbnail. Nice work. Nice work today, though. Now, I'm sorry, but no. And
when I read that, I literally laughed out loud because I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Are you kidding right now?
I mean, I'm not the sharpest tack in the box, but I'm not stupid either, And a thumbnail, you can make a thumbnail on your phone, okay? You don't need to go have a photo shoot for a TikTok channel or a YouTube channel or wherever she's going to launch this. And yeah.
And then for her to be standing there with her hands like on her brow, looking around like she's searching, and him to video that, they're like clipping that to like, I've been out here all day searching for Nancy Guthrie. Yeah. Just some crazy stuff. And all it is for attention.
She's out there.
She's playing on Nancy's missing case for her benefit, and it's sickening.
Exactly. And oh no, that made me angry. And it stinks because the true crime community has been getting a bad rap for a while, just because of certain things that have happened. And that's the last thing. These people have, what we're going over is literally, and it's in every single story. It doesn't matter who it's about. The literal worst day of someone or a family's life. And you can't put some pain.
Making a joke out of it.
Yeah. And not be dancing around in front of this person's house who could be anywhere. I mean, just how disrespectful. Do you do that with missing children too? I mean, just no. Yeah, thank you for sending that to me, because
Make sure you guys bag it up if you do.
if we see that, we need to avoid it. At least I'm going to. I mean, do what you will. Watch it if you will. I will never tell anybody they can or cannot watch something. You don't have to like all the same people I like, and I'll still let you come in and hang out with us. But no. Nope. There's a time and a place. So let's see.
All right, we're going back up, folks. Going up the mountain.
Zippity doo dah.
So it's about 22 more miles.
22 miles going up in the mountains.
So an hour there, and then 22 more miles. Yeah.
Mount Lemon Highway.
I think this is more of
Every
just
time we see another like crazy pool.
Absolutely.
a break.
So Brian Enton actually put out a really good report tonight too. With his, he interviewed a lady in the FBI and CIA. She's been with both.
One in the drone. There's one.
Is
She
that
gives some good insight.
on his page? Is that the one from 2 hours ago?
Yeah, that should be it.
Okay, I got that one up. Yeah, I got that one up next. Hey, yeah, that was the one, because I can't find that one with Maureen that I saw earlier. It's not in my history.
To figure out if it should be a full charge. And it's
Now, who is this guy?
But it's not giving me the normal lights that I normally see.
I'm pretty sure that's a guy that pulled up asking if he could come with them because he had a drone to fly that he could fly for them.
Oh, okay.
Aerial shot.
So just some random drone guy.
I'll take the tram to the top.
That's nice.
We got to go up there. I want to go to the ledge. Look at this view. We are about.
Oh, this was him.
Snow. No. Look at this.
Riding the mountain up.
Let's go. So what do you guys do like the second or the third one for? So what do you guys do like the second or third? Is that for weight wise or something?
I can load every single uphill chair, but nobody's coming down.
Gotcha.
Now that people are coming down, you got to spread them out so it doesn't speed up. On the other side.
And he saw what happened in Germany a few years back.
Yeah, has there ever been?
And somebody put it up on my Facebook and it said, "Looked like Aaron started his new job."
That's my name.
Nice.
Aaron.
We're up. Come on in, Aaron.
Ski tips up.
Ski tips up. Here we
Bend
go.
your knees.
Here we go. We're ready to go. Skiing, folks.
Oh boy. I would so fall off of one of these.
Pretty cool.
I've rode one time and I will never again.
Nope. About as wild as I got was the sky cam thing at Cedar Point, and I thought I was gonna pass out. Nope.
See you back at Nancy's.
My husband took me to Gatlinburg for my birthday a few years ago, or not a few years ago, but it was 9 years ago now. And he took me on the Space Needle or Sky Needle or whatever they call it there in Gatlinburg. I walked out and had to sit down. I could not even stand at the edge of it. It was terrifying, but he tells everybody about that because it was so funny. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
We went a couple years ago to the local fair, and I haven't been in years. Driver convinced me to get on the Ferris wheel, and I'll have to find it, show everybody one of these nights. I have a famous picture now. We call it Ferris wheel face because I'm terrified at the top of this stupid thing, and it
I would be too.
Oh, nope! I was made 5 foot tall for a reason. God wanted me close to the ground, and that's where I need to stay.
Well, I mean, he admitted to it.
He did. Some people said he admitted to it to save his parents from testifying.
Yeah.
Of bringing his family into liability.
Oh, Kohlberger.
That's penalty, man. Yeah. That's penalty. Look at this snow. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, he's still from Florida. Look at the snow. Look at the snow.
Hello, sir. Dude, we're going high. higher and higher.
You know what we didn't bring was Kool-Aid. You put it on the snow and
I
you make
know.
snow cone.
All right, so where were you born?
Puyallup, Washington.
How
Or
old?
maple syrup
Or,
candy.
51.
Oh, I'm 49.
You guys had that before? It's really, really
Favorite
cold
color?
out and snowy
Green's
out.
always been green.
Mine's
You
green.
go out and you pour hot
I like
maple
green
syrup in the
too.
snow.
And the girls
And
chose
it, like,
red.
I've never even heard of that.
Oh,
That's
it's so
interesting.
good. Yep.
What's
You
your,
warm up some
favorite
maple
food?
syrup. It's got to be real maple syrup because it's got to have the sugar content in it.
So I've eaten
Real
Yeah.
sugar. And
you know, I actually
you go out and you pour it on the snow. You can do it in like with shaved ice in like a bowl in your house too. But you put
I like Mexican food. I
you
also
have to put it in like a
See, I
big
everything
like
I eat every
metal bowl,
Gyros.
the snow, and then you pour the maple syrup over it, and it cools really quickly, and it's like hard
So
candy.
here's the thing about
Okay.
gyros.
Oh, that's
in
neat.
Greece,
Hmm.
We just make snow cream
all
when
over.
it snows here.
So after you come out of drinking all that
Uh-oh,
long
we're
in
stopped.
St. Julie.
Uh-oh.
That's a good
Hello,
question,
hi,
Lillian.
Hey,
Who
what's going
needs
on?
the money the most?
You got 30,000 people watching
We
you
got
right
30,000 watching. Where you guys from?
But
Hello. Up on the
Is
stage.
it family?
Look at this. Holy smokes. This is fun. Dude, it feels so refreshing.
is it
up
some
here.
random person that
now. You gotta,
figured
you gotta
out
go to Greece sometime.
who her daughter was and that maybe they could get some money off of
I
them?
didn't expect it to be so great, but it was.
I just can't see any other reason.
Echo.
Unless it is just a very
Hello.
unwell person who decided to
feels
take her to
great.
hurt her to hurt Savannah.
Refreshing.
I just don't see it being so random. I don't. There's
Yeah.
got to be somebody close.
There's
Your
a
favorite,
reason, and somebody that knows
Knows
that knew that was her bedroom.
I saw him at Red Rocks in Colorado.
That knew
10 years ago.
that
I don't have a favorite. What
No,
about favorite food?
I also went through a little bit of a
just
electronic
that
phase.
knew maybe the layout of her house. That knew that she was back there because it is
lady.
really.
Hello.
It's maybe not as remote as we first very thought,
It's
but it
so
is
cool. Look,
pretty
the river's
remote,
frozen. Where you guys
especially
from?
for an 84-year-old woman.
Yeah, it's way in those windy roads. You
Yeah.
turn down one and turn down another, and you're lost.
Yeah, and if it's dark, I mean 2 o'clock in the morning,
Yes. You gotta
pitch
go
black.
there.
literally can't
Dude,
see your
we're going
hand in
up
front
high.
of your
We're going
face.
up the top of the mountain.
I went to this.
So someone
glass
has to be
factory out
familiar
there.
with that area somewhat.
I think it was Lenox, Massachusetts.
MapQuest can only have, but and MapQuest keep losing
They're known for their clear glass.
People say
signal.
they like
So
Dude, this feels so good.
Don't call me brother.
I know, right? What about
Hey, what do you think
Metallica?
about
I like
Kurt Cobain?
Metallica. Yeah, I do like Metallica.
What do you think about Kurt Cobain? I watched.
It's a little bit out of my era.
No, I watched a guy.
He's from your way, isn't he?
Yeah, Seattle.
Ever and ever.
what's that? That
This is some wild stuff. Ever and ever. Holy smokes, folks.
I just want to see what he said.
Dude, it goes forever and ever. Yeah, we're good. This is some wild stuff. I'm gonna play with the snow. 857 Tucson.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Thank you,
Who is
Mary.
there?
Thank you, Mary. Appreciate it. Thank you. Very grateful.
Hi, Catherine. Welcome, welcome.
Pizza.
I'm sorry, I was on the other tab.
Pizza.
Not the anchor. What? Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Brenda.
What by chance do you?
Jenny Pruitt.
Are you going out tonight? They're doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Check what with the sheriff?
What is that? Like I don't understand.
I don't even know what it is. People saying it's some sort of
Ouija stuff.
Ouija stuff. Yeah. We can eat in there. I'm just gonna grab my tripod. Just go like the back table. Save the table.
That was something that was mentioned.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt he does.
Oh, absolutely.
What's your name?
That was something that was mentioned the other day too in your possible Santeria connection.
Hey, you wanna come on?
I don't know anything about that except for
Here
the
we go.
song by Sublime.
Hey, hon. Guess who I'm with?
Yeah, our investigators.
I love Sublime though.
Me too.
We're from Maryland. Yeah. So just someone comes up from Maryland and says they want to feel their rescue. That's pretty cool. Yeah. How you doing, Raylan?
Hey, Cindy, I can't. Thank you for doing that for me. Truthfully, because I can't see the highs on this. When people just do the highs, it's not showing me in StreamYard. I'm charging my tablet right now so I can load that up and see.
We have time. We're waiting for 7 people.
Lillian, what's your opinion on, well, obviously that he knows more than we think, but is there anything that you can share of an example maybe?
You know, just work here. I'm sorry. Nice.
How are you doing? I'm just skimming through this. And then we can go through that Brian Enton.
Hello. Hello. How are you?
And if there's anything you want to talk about, you want to ask that, just seriously hop in.
Fantastic. Thank you. We're going to keep the stream going. Normally we won't stream like this, but we're doing this to cover case and share routes. People want to go on an adventure. People want to go on a tour. Some people like it. Some people don't. If they don't like it, they don't have to watch.
Right.
You love it.
Well, you know what? Nobody deserves a war after 4 weeks of.
Well, we're not done. We're not done. No, it's not done.
I absolutely think the sheriff knows more. I think his ego has very much gotten in the way of solving a missing person case. I know we've continued to say that over and over again, but it stands true. He has terribly messed this case up.
Mm-hmm.
But I do wonder, we asked about it earlier, what his connections are with the family. You know, does he just know of them, or do they have some kind of ties in the community from her being there for 50 years in that same home? Have they had calls come around at their home that, you know, he would have some kind of interaction with that family?
Well, and that's it. Has anything weird happened before? Somebody bothering her or coming around through there? Because honestly, we don't know when any of those videos were from. We don't know if they were from before. We don't know if they were from after. We don't know if they were from the first. We don't know if they were from the 16th. Got brought up a couple times too.
I think I'm going to actually add that to my FOIA list because you can request to see the calls of service to a specific address.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to add that and see if we can get a return on that. That would be interesting.
If there was other things, and maybe it didn't seem like anything big at the time, but then you put these all together and I don't know. Because what would be...
I also wonder... Sorry, I didn't mean to jump.
No, go ahead.
I wonder if the camera, where she had posted looking for recommendations on a camera to watch wildlife, I wonder if she seems the type that may really be interested in watching what animals come around and things like that. But was that just her to say that so it didn't catch so much attention? Or had she been already having someone in her yard or, you know, walking around the property, something happening to cause her to want those cameras at that time? Or was it really just the animals?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because my mom never wanted anything like that. We tried to get her to have them and she refused.
That's the same with my grandma. So, you know, I see it from probably the same way you do. And someone in the chat just asked too, why on earth was she living alone in that big house?
Exactly.
My grandmother lost her husband 2 years ago on Valentine's Day. Actually, it was 2 years. But she refused to leave. She's got a big house. She lives by herself. She takes care of everything herself. I have tried my best to step in and help her. And she won't let me. She won't let me do anything. I can't even go to the grocery store for her without just doing it.
Yeah.
So that's how I see Nancy being.
Then me too. And and my thing is that, because I mean, my mom was really independent like that too. And I think I've said it a lot in here before too. When I had that client that was 103 years old, and she still lived by herself, and she drove all the other ladies in her little retired apartment complex to grocery shop and get their hair done, and she got angry when her family wanted her to, have someone there, have a caretaker, anything. And but in that same instance, then because they weren't, like with me, I lived right next door to my mother, but because they were so, 4 miles is not that far, but it's far enough. Would they have had, like, there should have been things in place, like maybe, like we talked about last night, like a life alert. Or if something happened, all she had to do was press that. She had a pacemaker, so obviously there were health issues. She wasn't that. What if she had? Let's not even talk about being kidnapped. But what if she fell in the middle of the night?
Well, I can actually tell a story about something that happened to my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
It was right at Thanksgiving, not this past Thanksgiving, but the year before. So it was the same year that my grandfather had died. And she lives about an hour and 15 minutes from me.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad doesn't go over there and check on her. I'm the only one that's really involved.
Mm-hmm.
And we usually spoke on the phone every day just to make sure things were okay, just hear her voice,
Right.
see how her day went, make sure she's not sick, things like that. Well, it was 2 or 3 days that we hadn't gotten her on the phone, and we had called, gosh, I don't know how many times. Couldn't get her. Tried to call people in the area that could go check a little quicker than we could get there. We still couldn't get any answers. We finally went, and she was in the floor in the kitchen. When I say she had died but came back, like we were there within seconds of her already passing, I believe.
Oh my God.
So had we not come in that exact moment, she would not be here today. But she was hyperthermic. She had a big cut on her forehead, and she had no recollection of what happened to her. But the phone was away from where she couldn't get up out of the floor to get to the phone. And then she was in like a dream state because she was so far gone that the phone ringing was not the phone ringing to her at that point. But it was terrifying. So there's a lot to that, but it was very, very scary. So now it's hard to not speak to her every day still, because I think, what if that happened again and we don't get there in time, or something different if she falls outside and she's not around a phone, because she doesn't even have a cell phone she carries.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's a fear, a real fear.
Well, like my mom's cell phone was never charged. And even if it was sitting on her dresser. We're
right.
Like,
right.
What? I mean, and
what's the point of that, right?
She did have a smartwatch, but she took it off and it was on the charger. So, and that was left behind. So she took it off at night to go to bed. And, and so that was one of the things that they had, come out with, is that, so she was in her room, she had her hearing aids out, because she left her hearing aids too. Didn't she leave her hearing aids?
That's what I heard, yeah.
And so, she had something, but I kept even thinking like a life alert necklace or something that would stay on her all the time, so that just in case, because we had a lady that lived across the street from a salon that I worked at. She was like 94, 95, around there. And we didn't see her for a couple days. And my boss knew her and decided, just because he would always see her sitting on her front porch in the morning, and he didn't see her in a couple days. He decided to go over there because her garage had been left open. And he went in there, and she had fallen and broken her hip and had been laying on the floor in the hall for 3 days.
Oh my goodness. That's what I meant. I didn't even tell you the time frame of my grandma. It was 2.5 days when we found her.
They said they found her, just like you said, just in the nick of time, because she was dehydrated. She had some cuts and bruises, like I said, broken hip. And one of the things that she was really delirious. And they said, they told him that sometimes when you break a large bone like that, it releases something, and it can actually like mess with your awareness, like your consciousness, your
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. What's the name of it? It's some kind of like oh gosh.
Because it can
I
happen
don't
with
know.
the hip bone or with the femur, any of those like large
It's
bones.
it's a chemical that your body releases, and it attacks your brain basically.
Yeah.
But it's almost like the uric levels.
Yes. Yep. Because even my mom, she had a really bad broken ankle. She'd broken like 3 bones in her ankle, and she was a little off until she healed. And the doctor said that happens sometimes, especially in older people. And so with any injuries even, but especially if you break like one of those large bones. So I think I'm going to play him for a second. This is just the very end, just to see if he says anything about his plans. And then I grabbed that Brian Enton thing. I want to.
It's cortisol. Is cortisol what you were thinking of?
I think so. Yeah. It's like a hormone or something. Yes, that's released, and it can mess your whole world up.
Now some answers from Nancy Guthrie.
Yeah. Something. Part of me too, this happens a lot of times. We don't know how much care her mom really needed.
Maybe tomorrow we'll go down to Nogales.
I wonder how long. They say she had mobility issues. I wonder how long that's actually been an issue. Like, is that a new thing in the past few months, or is it like the past few years? I think that would make a big difference too.
And how much, and it's hard being the caregiver. And you've got a brother and his family that live out of state. You've got the sister that's got this great career and this great husband, great family living out of state. And you're the one stuck.
Fortunately, Luke is not here.
You happen to live in the same town as you're the one that has to take care of everything. And
no cars.
In Cameron and Savannah's defense, maybe they were being told a story that she was being taken care of a lot differently, a lot better than she was.
She may not have known anything going on, truly.
Exactly. Maybe she just, not that she was doing anything to harm her mother, but maybe she just wasn't as, oh, no problem, Catherine. Thanks for coming on in and joining our chat.
Thanks for joining.
How far is the sheriff's office?
Like, just getting tired of doing it and just not being as
maybe we'll regroup tomorrow.
Diligent about certain things as she could have been, as far as safety, as far as
do something
making
tomorrow.
Sure that
And regroup.
She had maybe
I don't see anything else popping
maybe
off.
the ring cams or whatever, something at her home that alerted her
Saturday night.
that something was wrong. There was an emergency
Where's
in her
Nancy
mother's house.
Guthrie? Are we gonna forget about Nancy Guthrie? Is the story just gonna go away and die away because there's some war with the United States, Israel against Iran?
Yeah.
Does that now have
that's what
taken
happened
over Nancy Guthrie's case, and all the media journalists that cover Nancy Guthrie want to sit there and cover a war, or find a way to stop covering Nancy by using that as an excuse, or does the story just die down as maybe what the sheriff wanted to do? Does the sheriff want this out in the limelight or not? Or you think the sheriff wants this all just to go away? Because we haven't got any press conferences or any new information, really. We still don't know how the perp got into the house. We don't know what happened.
No press conferences.
We haven't seen any surveillance.
Thank you, driver.
Any vehicle whatsoever. No more ransoms. We don't know anything about that, if that was legit or not. Sheriff Nanos tight-lipped. Everyone in the Guthrie family pretty much.
This is my very first super chat, you guys. You all got to share it with you. Yay! Thank you.
Instagram video. We haven't gotten really no new information. We don't know anything about that vehicle that was seen on surveillance, whether that's part of this or not. It's tough. It just seems like lack of information now. We're just at a basically standstill. You know, the feds were at the house the other day. We thought maybe, hey, something was big, but it seems like it was just about preparation. Here, I'll go this way. Preparation of the house being,
back up so we can get,
released back to the Guthrie family. Now that law enforcement, look at this sunset.
Bought me a McDonald's.
Hold on.
Which is the way to my heart, by the way.
Oh, this is amazing sunset right here. In the distance. Oh, that's pretty amazing. I gotta take a photo of that.
There, I forgot about that. I had it up really loud. Yeah, no, that's you guys got to share this with me. That's my very, very, very first super chat. So thank you, driver. That will buy me a McDonald's Coke. And if you know me, that is truly the way to my heart. A McDonald's fountain Coke Zero with extra ice. So thank you.
Wow, look at that sunset. That is so exciting though. Yay.
That is beautiful.
I didn't know you hadn't ever gotten a super chat before.
No, I just qualified for I qualified for them a while back, but I didn't really know what to do with them, like how to do it. And then I got an email the other day, and it like took me step by step on how to set it all up. Because what they have to go through like all of your videos and make sure that all my videos follow term of service and community guidelines. And then they tell you whether or not you're approved for it. And then you have to go through this whole thing of setting everything up. And I got to check. I put some, let me see. I don't know if I can do it on the computer. I can't do it on the computer. My phone charged up enough. I got us our own emojis.
Oh, yay. That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just a wild and crazy case.
Let me see. I think I can't do it on my computer, but I should be able.
Searches.
Yes.
Hobby Lobby.
So how long have you actually been live streaming? Like the crime cases and stuff?
Live streaming? This is the first crime case that I've live streamed. I've been on with my other friend when she was doing them, but I was just doing videos of cold cases and things like that. And then I started going live when I got my website.
You're at the stage here.
And when this case popped up, and I was like, oh my gosh. And we just started talking about it with just some of my friends. We're like, hey, well,
very, very worried. The media is moving on. And they're just going
because we were interested in it. And I can't find them. I have to go through and mess with it. But we've got claw mark emojis. But
that'll be cute. I can't wait to see them.
Oh yeah, it's fun. It looks kind of like my watermark up in the corner.
Yeah, I see that.
But and so it really was just like, it seriously was like 5 of us sitting in here talking, going over this stuff while I was doing my nails, my nail tutorials, and like all of a sudden, because that's always the joke, I'm the Temu version of Bailey Sears. I'm like,
and now you've got 45 of us sitting in here watching you.
Exactly, and I'm loving it. Like, it's so great, and I've met so many cool people. Like, this channel was just supposed to be like a portion of my business where I did tutorials and things like that. And that's something is I did memberships, and with the second tier, I was able to tie that in. And I've got to figure out exactly how to set it up, but I can do it to where it gives people discounts on my website when
that's really neat.
Yeah, when they're members. And so and I did it really, really cheap. So like I said, everybody, like I'm just offering these things, but I will
in the headline.
If you don't, if you can't, if you don't do super chats and memberships and stuff like that, I'm cool with that. If you can't afford it, I'm cool with that. It's nobody's gonna get treated any differently in here
almost feels like
because of that. So it's just something that I'm able to offer, and this is part of my business, and so I decided to offer it. And like I said,
well, I'm proud of you because it seems to be going very well for you.
Yeah,
You're doing a great job.
Thank you. And I'm just, we're really getting a good group in here, you know, and I'm really enjoying being able to do this stuff with everybody and talk, and everybody's so cool. They're not, nobody's mean to each other. I don't even get like any, I don't even get any trolls. I mean, really.
No, it's been really nice because I usually don't like to go live with my voice or my video. I'm just a shy person, I guess, but I feel very comfortable. I don't feel anxious to be talking.
Yep.
And sharing information. You know, I feel like we can all just bounce things off of each other.
Exactly. Hi, Pamela. We're not JLR. We're just reviewing his stream from today because we missed it. So we just kind of zipped around to a couple spots. But
he got pretty girly. Now he's two ladies.
I really don't know what the MX guy you are talking about right now.
You don't know Samantha in Jersey?
Like I said, that's one of my guilty pleasures. Driver and I have been watching Catfish, and so we'll do this. That's a little more appropriate. Same. Oh, it's no trouble at all. You're totally welcome to hang out with us. We're just kind of going over the day's events. I was out running around all day, got home late, and so I figured we'd pop on and just zip through and see if anything happened today. No apologies.
You're not the only one either. Somebody else thought we were JLR earlier because we were streaming part of his video. So
it happens all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. No judgment. Oh, Brian Enton. I love his hair.
For checking out my show. I really, really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. It is now day 28 in the search for Nancy Guthrie. This is Nancy Guthrie's house right behind.
And just little disclaimer, if you're new, I like to try and follow the rules and follow you know, the what's it called? Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're right.
I didn't want to interrupt you, so I
just. Oh no, you're
typed
fine.
in
I was having a brain fart. I'm trying to, but I have to stop and start and talk about what he's saying. So don't get mad at me. I'll try to do it like at good spots, but fair use, so that we can watch and catch up on what happened.
Just so they don't flag you.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, it's really weird. Today is Saturday, but there's no one out here today. I mean, there's one other person out here, but none of the other media is out here. I know there's still some media in town, but it's kind of interesting. I've never been outside the house and really just been the only one. And it's just like super quiet out here when normally, you hear the humming.
And he's been really cool about saying, like some of the streamers and stuff when they're catching him or they're recording him doing his stuff. He told JLR the other day, he's like, I don't care, it's fine. I mean, it's, it's getting him out there, getting his name out there. I would like it if he would just go independent too. I think he'd do well.
Of generators and, reporters talking to each other and that kind of thing. So it's kind of just been a different vibe. I was just thinking to myself, just sitting outside Nancy's, like sometimes I'll just look at the front door and think about, gosh, like what happened here? It's just weird to stare and think if you were here early in the morning on February 1st, you would have seen what happened. And we still don't know now, 28 days later.
Well, and that's it. He was the one that said to the sheriff, did you notice that camera was missing? Did you notice that there was blood on the ground still? If you've opened up the crime scene.
But I have some new information in this episode that I'm going to get to. I want to talk about the change in resources, what the FBI is doing behind the scenes, what the Pima County Sheriff's Office is doing behind the scenes, because there have been some changes. Also, looking at the suspect photo more closely, a lot of you have asked me what I thought about what is in his pocket. It almost looks like there's an antenna sticking out of his pocket. I have a retired FBI agent and CIA officer who's going to tell me what she thinks it is.
Yeah, Pamela, it's just, there's really, sadly, there's still a million possibilities. Like, there's just, usually most of us by now would have a pretty strong opinion, but everybody that we've talked to in here is, has like 4 or 5, what if maybe it was this? Rarely
I think that's why there's not as much arguing and chaos in this case yet. And I say yet because there should be probably later the longer it goes on.
Oh, yeah.
But because we haven't all picked sides yet, there's not just 1 or 2 options of what it could be. Exactly. There's so many different options. It's just wild.
What was it? I don't know if you were in here the other night and somebody said it was aliens. I'm like, honestly, we have to put that
at this point. I mean, right. At this point, we have to go there too.
And we're going to dive into that and other parts of the case together and just sort of go over where things go from here. Day 28. I'm going to get into all of it in this episode of Brian Enton Investigates. All right. Hey, guys. So in terms of what is going on behind the scenes with detectives on the Pima County side and also on the FBI side, there's been a change in resources I've learned behind the scenes. And basically what's happening is we knew that some of the FBI was going back to Phoenix, which does make sense because apparently they have thousands of hours of video to review, which I presume is probably from traffic cameras and that.
I just caught that. Yeah, thousands of hours. So, and we got what? 30 seconds in a still picture?
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, if you're right.
They're not giving us much here. They could throw a bone somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And you would think that they would. And maybe part of this is maybe they don't know anything yet because the sheriff stalled so much that they are literally just doing things now that they should have had day 2.
But do you think they maybe do have more of a suspect that they're watching? And they discredited that camera footage really fast, and said that it was not related. And do they have somebody?
I mean, like we said, look at Kohlberger is the perfect example of us literally up until the moment that they showed up out in front of his home. We thought that they had no clue who did this. That they would never find anybody, that they were bumbling the whole thing. And it was almost a month, I guess, that they knew who he was, and they were waiting and they were watching him all the way from Washington back to PA. They knew.
It wouldn't surprise me if it happens in this case too. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Nope.
Because there's been a few things that I've noticed that they've kind of given some, but not really much. And then, when the speculation comes around, it's just really downplayed because it just seems like they already have that person or few people. And I know just listening to the scanner, I've heard a lot of people being watched, but you can't connect that to Nancy right off the bat. And I have nothing to stand on with that,
And from what I've heard, there's a lot of rough areas around that area. And so.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of bad stuff going on aside from Nancy's situation.
I think that's true, Pamela. And that's the thing. They're going to hold a lot of stuff really close to the vest so that they can dot all those I's and cross all those T's. So when they get somebody, it's solid.
It doesn't get thrown out. Yeah,
exactly. And just a technicality or something. I mean, and wouldn't that
be far? They've got 2 arrests that were nothing supposedly. Now I'm still hanging on to something probably coming back up on those, but because they had to have had something.
especially
for federal warrants.
The second one, and what was Luke? That just, if they're involved somehow, maybe
It's not easy to get a federal warrant, so that had to have some kind of something.
Mm-hmm. And he's been on their watch list for trafficking and all of that. And I don't know, did he owe somebody some money? You know, he just
kind of thing. I don't think that they found thousands of hours of video from like neighborhood Ring cameras and stuff. I don't think that.
Yeah, no, right here, this drone shot way over on the left, that little square area. Who was in here that was asking me about that picture? This is where this is the door that picture was taken from, where there's the little blue rug and the comforter on the ground.
It was me. I hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah, see that little area? Oh, that's what I gotta do. But that little area, and see, it's not a real high fence, but yeah, that was the area that they were showing in that
there's that many
I've kind of said from
you're fine, go ahead.
I've kind of said from the beginning that, you know, that patio, and I've told you before too, the patio is probably most likely off of her bedroom.
Yeah.
And it actually has two doors. So there's one on one wall and one on the opposite.
Yep.
And so it could be two rooms that connects to. But like you say, the wall's not high. When he comes up to the camera, he actually looks to the left, like he's trying to see where else he could get in. And I just feel like that's probably where he did come in, because it's easy.
Exactly. And that's what they were saying. Someone else was saying that front door thing could have been an afterthought. Maybe they were getting ready to leave and they were like, oh, shoot, the camera on the front, and grabbed it because we don't have timestamps.
You never see anybody come through that door on that camera.
Mm-mm.
Not that we've seen, but we don't know what they've seen.
Exactly. And so was that, I thought I saved it.
I am curious to see about the comforter, though, because like I said, I never did see that drone footage, but I did hear a lot of people talking about it, that you could see the comforter and a rug.
Where is it? I'll search that too, because I swore I sent it to myself somewhere, and I will find it. I am a hot mess tonight. I am sorry.
It's all good. I'm always a hot mess. I have no excuse.
That's just ruined my whole day. But yeah, you can see that. And my thought was, like, women don't leave their comforters on the floor. They don't either fold them up and put them in a chair, or they fold them up and fold them across the bottom of the bed.
Especially not an 84-year-old lady.
Exactly. And when I saw that, I thought, oh my gosh.
Southern girl, yes, I understand that completely. And I don't mean to jump in front of anybody speaking, but I understand that completely, because I actually searched physically for missing people. And it feels like this is all that people are focusing about. And we're guilty, because obviously we're sitting here talking about it too.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we know of those other missing people that need that coverage.
Yeah.
Because I would be glad to look into and put the word out and anything I could to help. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that they've even gotten enough traction. I will say I've heard some on the scanner, but then, you know, I don't know if you were in here earlier. You don't always hear the end of those calls. You don't know if they found that child. Sometimes you hear, but you don't always hear. So you don't know. But if you have some names and information that you could share with me, I'll be glad to look into them and put the word out as much as I can.
Oh, definitely. That was what my channel started out being, was cold cases, unsolved cases, and missing people. I started with my area, and then I started kind of branching out. But I'm going to highlight this comment, because This is something
Yes,
that I was
all
talking
missing people
about.
need coverage. I wish they could all get coverage.
Oh, absolutely. And I was talking about this with a friend the other day, and she said the same thing. She's like, there are so many missing people and missing children, and that, you know, the reason that she gets this coverage is, you know, I think you have the celebrity status part, and it does not make any of it right, but it's just a reason. And then you have all this stuff going on in the world that I don't think, you know, the people that run our country really want us paying attention to. And my channel is literally a perfect example of what you're talking about, because my videos are getting thousands and thousands of views on this case. But when I covered Starla from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, she went missing without a trace one night also. And yes, see, I'm from Michigan, and we have that same problem. Is we have a huge number of Indigenous women that are missing, and nobody cares. Like, I mean,
we have that issue down here too, actually. I don't know if you guys have heard of Robeson County in North Carolina. It's been pretty popular in a few cases lately, actually. But there's a lot of missing women Indigenous there.
Mm-hmm. And nobody cares. The mainstream media, I mean, we care, but mainstream media doesn't care.
Yeah.
And I look at my videos, and it actually makes me sad. And I don't know if it's because that's another reason why I'm starting to like going live, because I can get messages out to more people. When my videos, when I was putting out YouTube, and I'm not blaming people for not watching them, because YouTube's got to put them out for people to watch them. But explaining different, you know, missing people that have just disappeared off the face of the earth, that it would really just take somebody watching a 10 or 15 minute video about it. And maybe if you're driving down that road or that area someday, just keeping a little extra eye out, because that's how people are found, is by accident. And
exactly. I think that's the best ideas that do actually help.
Mm-hmm. And if someone is taken, maybe they see him in a store, maybe they see him in the, you know, in a hospital, and they don't know who they are. I mean, there's a million reasons why people go missing, and that's it. It's just, it depends on who it is. You know, I mean, Gabby Petito, blonde and pretty, national news, world news. Same with this. I've had people from 5 or 6 different countries come in here and are asking questions and are interested in this, and are same with Kylie Rodney, you know, and not that they don't deserve for attention and for people, but isn't it too bad that, you know, everybody can't get that kind of attention and maybe those kinds of resources. And now I do believe
you have to go back to where it originates from too. Why are all these women missing and children missing? Why are all these people missing?
Exactly. And now, like JLR was saying earlier, now we're at war. So that's going to be what's all over everything. And they're going to forget about her too. And she's going to go, we're going to find out either, if we may never find out what happens to her. And now there's nobody taking checks and balances against the sheriff's department, watching what they're doing. Hopefully the FBI is handling it, but it's sad, because it's not really about, none of it's about, like, Fox News is not trying to find her. You know, CNN's not trying to find her. They're just trying to.
But who are, though? The people that they're talking badly about.
Well, but that's why. because you've got somebody over here getting, you know, and I've said this before, I don't know JLR. I'm not cheerleading for him. You know, he's been really nice and let us, you know, review and use his streams because he wants the word out there. But like, yeah, he's getting 1 million views and he's catching the boo-boos that the sheriff's department's doing. And he's catching all of these like midnight raids and things like that. And they don't have that ability. And he's probably...
And people are coming to him to give tips, like locals. You know, you've got a local in here in the room. They're going to him to give those tips and information versus going to anyone else in the media or the sheriff's department.
Exactly. And I think that that's what it's about. It has nothing to do with, they're not trying to hold up some kind of integrity or, you know, it has nothing to do with that. It's that they're just jealous and they're mad. But that's something that's happening. Our world is changing. It's changing into digital. You know, people are, I mean, when my generation's gone, my kids are all electronic digital. They don't watch TV channels with commercials. They want stuff they can zip through, they can watch it on their phone, they can oh, absolutely, Southern Girl. That's the thing in here. It's all opinions, everything is welcome. You know, as long as everybody respects everybody in here, I'm cool. And because I want to learn. And I just it is sad though. And you know, there's those very same problems in my state and in Truth Warrior state too. And it's sad. And that's something like she said, you know, if there's something that you want someone to look into, find someone like Truth Warrior, like me, let us know. And you know, we may not be getting JLR coverage. I can't guarantee that, but everybody's important enough for the world to know that they're missing, in my opinion.
I absolutely agree. 100%. And like I said, you know, I haven't been public in like live videos and streaming and stuff like that. I've put out a few videos just to share information that needs to be shared with certain cases I'm on. But I would be glad to do anything in my power to get the word out about anybody that needs their person heard, you know, because we have to be that voice. But I wanted to respond to Lane, you know, it kind of goes with that. She says, people have to realize if you're famous, you know more people and have better connections. At least the Guthries understand that and have made a generous donation to Missing Children's Charity. And I think that's a big deal too. She did really focus on putting the attention there versus it coming back to them or, you know, anything like that. I think that was very important.
Oh, absolutely. And to branch off of that comment, that is something that we, I believe I'm going to have to double check. I believe it's March 27th is National Missing Children's Awareness Day. And last year I had a day, and what I did is we had missing screenshots of missing children. And like I said, my channel is Claws and Crime. So I have a nail business and I make high-end press-on nails. And so what I usually do, the national what do you call it? They're like spokes flower is the forget-me-not. And last year I did a whole set of nails that were all forget-me-not themed. And while I did that, we went through and scrolled through pictures and information on how to report any news about missing children. I had a bunch of missing children from my state, but I will try to put something out in enough time before this year. So if you guys have someone, if you have a missing poster, you can send it to my email and I will include it, and we will do something like that again on, like I said, I believe it's the 27th, to bring notice to some of our lost children in the United States.
That's a great idea.
It was really nice last year. And the nails turned out really cute too. So it was a good day. And oddly enough, one of the boys, and it wasn't because of me, but one of the boys that was on my list shortly after that was found. And guess who found? A YouTuber.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'll have to find that video. It's really cool. This kid went missing. He had schizophrenia and he had gone off of his medication, and he was like 17 years old, 16, I think. He'd gone missing and his family was beside themselves, couldn't find him anywhere. And I kept seeing these posters up and I'm like, I know that kid. I know that he used to work somewhere that we used to go all the time. And it was maybe about a month or two later, I see this video and I'm like, that looks like that same kid, the thumbnail. And so I hit play, and the title was the one time YouTuber, or one of the times YouTubers found a missing person. And they were doing a food review at a restaurant in Florida. Now this kid's from my area, so Michigan to Florida. And they saw this kid walking around, was acting weird, and he was with another small kid. And he was trying to give this small kid a cup of Coke or something like that. And they saw him hand this little boy this cup. And as soon as he did it, these guys got up and said, wait a minute, took the cup from the little boy and said, do you know him? And the little boy said, no, I don't. They said, what is this? So they went up to him. They're like, why are you giving this little boy this cup of pop? Because they were trying, thinking maybe this guy was trying to drug him, something like that. And he's like, oh no, I just gave it to him because I didn't want it. And they're like, where'd you get it? And one of the stores that it was like a boardwalk they were on, had given this kid a glass of Coke, like in a styrofoam cup. And so they played this video and they were kind of making fun of him. Well, all of a sudden, so they upload this video, not thinking of anything. And the brother of this kid ends up seeing this video that got uploaded and saw his brother and went to these guys, and they went and showed him where he had been. He had been homeless, living in this area. And his family was able to go get him and bring him home and get him back to his medical attention that he needed. And it was one of those stories that, and he'd been missing for I think it was 4 or 5 months. And they'd kind of given
wild.
Yeah, they'd kind of given up. And here, see, I squirreled. I'll play some more of this. I forgot I squirreled. Sorry, guys.
Thousands of hours of video to review. I assume that has to do with traffic cams. So yeah, thousands of hours of video. So, but he said he thinks it has to do with traffic cams, but he doesn't know. There still could be a lot of home footage, neighbor footage, crossing fingers. That's what it is. But
the fact that a lot of them are going back to Phoenix really doesn't surprise me, and I don't think impacts the investigation that much. And it doesn't feel active right now in Tucson. So it sort of makes sense. They are still going to keep a contingent of FBI agents on the ground here in Tucson. In terms of the Pima County Sheriff's Office, I'm told that they are still keeping a number of detectives on the case, and that will be all they work on, but it won't be all the detectives like it was. I mean, pretty much everyone with the Pima County Sheriff's Office was working the case at one point. So that's not going to be the case anymore, which makes sense. Because they have other crimes here. I mean, that's been one complaint that I've heard from people who live here is they're worried that other crimes aren't going to be investigated because all the focus was on Nancy Guthrie. So it makes sense that they would have to sort of reallocate some of those resources.
Well, and that's it. They can't, to reiterate that point, they cannot focus on this forever. There are other people that are missing in other crimes.
It is, it's not good news that it's now day 28, and most of these kinds of cases usually get solved within the first couple of days. But I don't think it's a cold case. Some people have asked me that. I don't think it's a cold case. And I do think it's going to be solved. I think it's just taking longer than a lot of us expected. A number of you have sent me questions that I'm going to answer at the end of this episode. Remember, we were going to have that News Nation special because of the war happening now in Iran. That it has been preempted. So I have a ton of your questions that I'm going to answer here. And I think that might be one of the other reasons, like there's like no media out here anymore. People have just kind of packed up and left.
Oops. That's exactly it, because now the war is going to get them their views. And that's what it's going to be about. And we can all get depressed over that.
And I think also now with everything happening in the Middle East, just kind of the way the news cycle works, people are very, very quick to move on from things. But I want to get into a couple of questions that I've had about the suspect and what is in his pocket. And there's some other things that I talked to my guest about in this episode. It's Tracy Walder, who's a friend of mine. She's a great guest because she is a former FBI agent, but also a former CIA officer. So I want to share this conversation with you. I'm joined now by Tracy Walder, former FBI agent and CIA agent. I always get confused. Is it agent or officer?
Officer.
That's right, yeah.
It's fine.
It's nice to.
Okay, so this is the interview that we wanted to see. What did you say? Former FBI and CIA. So this should be interesting.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting.
Okay.
She gives a lot of good information to his questions.
He's got some good experts that he gets on there.
See you, Tracy. Thank you,
Brian. It's great to see you.
You've been all over this case, this Nancy Guthrie case. I've seen you on News Nation a ton. So I wanted to ask you a couple questions sort of that I've had lingering. With the suspect, one question that I've gotten a lot is and I'm assuming it's a he, in his pocket, there's what looks like almost a little antenna sticking out. And some people have thought, I've heard that it's a walkie-talkie. Other people have thought it could be a signal jammer. And I actually saw someone post a photo of a signal jammer, and it did look kind of similar. Have you noticed that? And what do you think it could be?
So I actually agree with both of those assessments. I know that's sort of wishy-washy, but again, I can't confirm, what's in his pocket. I assume it's a he as well. The walkie-talkie makes sense in the fact that I know I've talked before, I think with you, about the fact that I feel a getaway vehicle is going to be critical in this case if there's someone else that helps. And so that would be a way, obviously you wouldn't want to use a cell phone. That would be a way in a short range to communicate with someone to, bring a car to a certain location. So that's why I can get on board, right, with the walkie-talkie theory. In terms of the signal jammer, that makes sense as well. But the home in and of itself I'm not seeing that he took any devices with him. So I can see the possibility of both. I don't think we can discredit either, but I don't think that it's a phone, in my opinion.
I guess the walkie-talkie would make sense if he wasn't bringing his cell phone so that he couldn't be tracked.
Yes, which I don't think he did bring a cell phone.
Yeah.
I think we would have him by now if he did.
Right, because they would be able to. Is that what geofencing is, or?
Yes, that is. So geofencing, and I think it was maybe with you. Or someone, I talked about this in the Koberger case because they were using geofencing.
Boo, I was muted. Okay. So, like I said, anyone that's new coming in, I have to pause for commentary, but geofencing is something I was really interested in because it's something completely different than what I thought it was. So I'm interested.
Yeah, I wasn't actually familiar with this prior to this case into the extremes that I know now.
Amen, Diana. A couple of years ago, they dug up they still don't know, they dug up somebody's backyard in Kalamazoo and still come find him.
In that case as well. And one of the things that they noticed with Koberger was that the phone was not operating, right, for a span of, it was like 3 or 4 hours, if I can remember that, right? And so I think in this case, that's certainly something that they will look at once they have the suspect. But yes, he is trying to avoid that capability.
With also that big full backpack, what is your theory on that? Like, why would he be arriving? We think he's arriving. Why would he be arriving with such a full bag?
I think, again, just my
Sorry. Okay. We don't know if he's arriving, though, or if he's leaving. We don't know. And they have ripped us around, jerked us around so much about timestamps and pictures and when was this and when was that, that we really don't know.
A hypothesis that he is arriving with things to subdue her. Maybe even, blankets or tarps to put her in. I don't want to seem overly morbid or graphic, but things like zip ties, tape, things to subdue her. That's what I think is in the backpack.
Yeah, I wondered about tarps too, just because it looks so full.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you would think of like tarps would be, you know what I mean? It would really fill
You
out.
roll it up, and
Yeah. It is. It's sad to think.
Well, it almost has that square shape of like a tarp that's folded, like.
Yeah, there's a lot in that book bag though.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely not empty.
It's full, but and again, so is that them leaving, and that's. Maybe he rolled it up and packed it up, and that's why it is so full, because it never goes back to the same shape as when you got it out of the bag. And they've already done their deed, and that last thing is, oh shoot, the camera. I'm gonna go grab the camera, and like you said, he's looking off to the right.
Yeah. That's a good question.
I would love if we could get those timestamps, but unfortunately, they don't want to get those out.
Think about it. I mean, even in Savannah's latest video, it's almost like she's acknowledging that there's a real possibility now that, Nancy is no longer with us.
It's incredibly sad, hard to talk about, right? In relation to this case, because in other cases, we tend to have, unfortunately, deceased bodies or those kinds of things where there's like a finality, right, to that, and then you can kind of talk through that. But in this case, we don't have any of that, and so you want to try to remain sensitive to what they're going through at the same time, but then also the reality and logic of the situation.
Do you know
and that's it. I mean, I don't want to be a downer, be negative, but I really don't think that if she even made it out of that house, that she really made it much longer than.
I don't think so either.
If we go by her health and all of that, there's just so many things that could happen. And like I said, there's that 2 a.m.
Even just the fright, like if they came in her bedroom and frightened her suddenly,
exactly,
with her heart issues, that could have been it right then. But
exactly.
we don't know.
And they recorded a blood pressure or a heart rate spike at 2 a.m.
Right.
So that to me would be somebody at 2 a.m. you're asleep. That's somebody getting startled or scared or. God, can you imagine?
The $1 million reward, and like, I think everybody's hoping that will. It's a lot of money, for someone who might know something. Does the FBI have ways that people can actually stay anonymous? Because I'm just thinking, like, if that is your family member who did it or something, and you want the money, but you don't want to be that involved in you know what I mean?
So my guess is the FBI, the way that they will handle something like that is they will know ultimately who you are. However, they can keep your name and all of that information totally anonymous to the public as long as you didn't have participation in the crime. And again, maybe they'll work with you if they have participation in the crime, right? I don't know. There's so many different ways that they could go about that. But if you don't, and you're just want to give a tip, I don't know that you can remain truly anonymous in terms of the FBI not finding out who you are, but they would never allow the public to find out who you are.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Well, and that's just it. There's got to be some. I mean, they're not just going to leave a bag of money in a parking lot and you run up and get it, So that's still going to probably be a deterrent for some people, especially if they did have some involvement in it.
People to know, since, you know, so I've been away from home for a while for work, and one of the things I miss so much are my factor
You can
meals.
skip
They
all
make it
that.
so,
He's got
just
his
my chef
ads
boots
in there.
and election.
You know they don't look like that.
Awful for him. He had to close so many accounts. It took a lot. Been alerted by estimate is a fine. It already shows hundreds, not limited. You will self and you think the reward could work, or do you think it would have already?
Sheesh.
I mean, it hasn't been a full week, but
So yes and no. Be careful. I think it would have worked earlier on. I think now that dollar amount, excuse me, because the dollar amounts, and I said that on News Nation, I felt were obviously low. No one's going to talk for that amount. The problem.
Yeah, I mean, in today's economy, like 50,000, 100,000, sadly, isn't really that much. And
Nope. And in the beginning, all the reward was I think they said $2,500.
yeah. I mean, wow. I'd be a little offended. I'm just saying, you know. Especially, I know the sheriff said, you know, they didn't want a bunch of riffraff. It's going to happen anyway when you have a case that's nationally known. It doesn't matter. So I think if they just would have done this in the beginning, maybe they would have had more leverage.
Is that now it's been going on a month, I guess now, of this, and no one has come forward. And so I think the people involved now are like, well, they can't figure this out. So what does it matter, even if I do come forward and get this $1 million and then I go to jail, you know, for that? They haven't been able to figure this out. So I don't know that it's going to move the needle now. I think it would have in the first weeks of the investigation.
Yeah, basically, they're done. They didn't get their money, but they haven't been caught, so they can go be free, do what they want to do.
yeah. And I think back to Koberger, you know, they weren't talking much, the police or the FBI, and we were being really critical of them. I was, and then come to find out they were making a lot of progress in the scenes. And I hate to be like negative, but I just don't get that sense in this case. Like, I don't feel like there's a ton happening that we don't know about, and there's some imminent arrest.
That's what I worry about. Hi, Amber, because this seems to be a little bit worse than that. I am good now that I'm home and off these snowy roads. How are you?
So the difference is in the Idaho case, and I say this because I think you're awesome and you're my friend. Yeah, I disagreed with that, you know, criticism of the police, because
Nothing really happened today. We zipped through JLR's live today to see, and they toured Mount Lemmon, and it was beautiful scenery, but he had said that today was the last day that he was going to be at the house, which, I mean, there really is no point anymore, you know. I don't know where he's going to sit. If it sounded like he was going to be out there for a little bit, but I think it's getting to the point where this is winding down. He can probably do a lot of the stuff that he's doing from home. If it's just home.
Yeah. I think Dad's Gone Live was setting up in front of the sheriff's department earlier.
Yeah.
That was suggested a lot because obviously you can watch SWAT come and go.
Yeah. He lives
and that goes along with what Brian's going to say about, you know, the suspects.
Mm-hmm.
I personally did feel that they knew a lot more. But what I will say in that case is I felt they did a really good job, though, with communicating, with investigating, with all of that wasn't necessarily up for debate. It was just the fact that we had no information that was up for debate. In this case, I feel that from day one, it's been handled in ways that I think a lot of law enforcement officers, officials disagree with, like releasing the crime.
Yes, and
that part right there, that part.
Exactly.
A lot of them are disagreeing with how this is handled.
Yeah, and we didn't have that in Idaho. In Idaho, we just didn't understand. we thought that because they weren't giving us anything that they had nothing, but they didn't. There wasn't like this confusion campaign coming out with the sheriff, and there wasn't this question of.
They were just quiet.
Exactly. And we still saw them do stuff like going in, investigating, doing luminol, doing things like that. They just didn't talk about it. And that was right away. And this was weeks later that this stuff happened. And so, yeah, I don't have.
That's what it was for Tyler Doyle's case, too, because the FBI got involved, but they kept saying that they weren't really involved, too. So that was another thing. But, I mean, we physically saw them out there doing things and looking for things. And, but they do have a lot more than they tell us. And sometimes they don't tell us anything.
Yeah.
So we have to be thankful for what we get, I guess.
And they did have, one thing that I thought was kind of a good sign is when they had the district attorney out there the other day going through. And yes, I know it was probably just a final check and everything, but it just makes me wonder if we go back again, like we were saying earlier, do they have somebody? And so they're going through and she's going through.
At least they are going ahead and handling that and having,
being ready.
The prosecutors go ahead and look.
Exactly. And is that just to be ready, or is that because they're getting ready to go in front of a grand jury to officially charge someone and we're going to find out to arrest somebody? Something. I just wonder if, like that CSI detective that was talking earlier when he said, he believes if she's going to be found soon, that it was going to be in the next week or two and it was going to be an accident. And that was just from his own personal experience.
Right.
Seen too soon. All of those things are problematic and do compromise the case. And so a lack of information isn't bad and doesn't compromise the case, but this lack of getting along, lack of investigating things properly, having to go back and forth, all of those things do, in my opinion, compromise the case.
And show that maybe they're not in a good place.
I think it shows that they're not in a good place, but I do feel that they could have been in a better place had things been handled differently.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's so many what could have been with this, and
yeah. What do you make of, and I don't know if you've seen this, we had a drone video the other day of, they were doing like one final walk through the house.
I saw that.
And there were those people in the suits. There was a woman in like a kind of a dressy suit and a man. And we found out later that some of them were U.S. attorneys.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, I'm like, look at us predicting what.
Yeah. I don't want to give away everything, so I kind of don't touch on a lot. But yeah, there's a lot coming up that will answer that too.
Brian needs to interview us. See.
I love Brian. He's so good.
Me too.
Yes.
What do you make of them being there?
Yeah, so that was a funny, everyone's like, oh, those are FBI agents. I was like, that's definitely not an FBI agent because I never wore a skirt as an FBI agent. That was 100% not an FBI.
I said that too. I was like, that's not an FBI agent. I was like, all the female agents have had slacks and like boots or tennis shoes on, and they've got their weapons on and that lady was too.
You can definitely tell the difference.
Yeah, that was.
If you know what you're looking for. I mean, I can see where.
Yeah, that wasn't.
I can see where other people might miss things, but yeah.
The minute I saw the heels and the skirt, that's not an FBI agent. That's got to be an attorney or
yeah.
Agent. I assumed they were U.S. attorneys because you have to remember if someone is found, right, and if this case is prosecuted, they need to have an understanding of the case. And I believe in Idaho they walked the house as well with the 3D modeling. That's actually not uncommon, and that's a good thing because you want them to have a look at the crime scene before it's sent back to the family so that they can properly prosecute the case. So I didn't think it was necessarily a bad thing. I just knew it wasn't FBI agents.
So it's not necessarily a positive sign that they're about to prosecute someone or something?
I don't think so. I think it's just a sign that it's been almost a month now We have removed all physical evidence that we can from this home. We have thoroughly processed.
So yeah, so they've taken everything they possibly can. There's nothing else
That's
left.
what we were talking about earlier too.
And this is just the final before.
Put the cameras up, make sure the internet's good and wired in so it doesn't lose connection.
Yep.
And leave the house to them.
Yep, exactly.
It, and I said this house needed 3 to 4 weeks to be processed, which is pretty much what they're doing. It's not, I don't want to say of use, that sounds very harsh, but it's not needed for evidence purposes anymore. They have gotten all of the physical evidence that they need to from that home. And so the attorneys want to see it one more time prior to it being released. That's really all.
Makes sense. So you think it's okay that they're releasing the house now? I mean, they did actually last night, I think, officially.
Well, they have to. I mean, at some point, like I said, if there's no more physical evidence, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
don't know
wonder.
that they have a choice.
Sorry about that. I hit play too soon.
I said, I wonder what they're going to do with the house. I don't see them selling it right away like I've seen some other people suggest.
Yeah.
But I do think there may be some changes soon.
And that it's a family home of 50 years. Like that's.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a big difference. It's not just a home they were in or she was in for a year or whatever, moving around. That's 50 years.
Exactly.
If that makes any sense. I mean, I think that you can't hold on. Listen, the FBI can hold on to a crime scene for 6 months if that's what they need to do. But in this case, it sounds like they've been in and out quite a bit. We've seen the awesome drone footage that you've had. We've seen people coming in and out. I would imagine that by this point, any biological or not digital evidence would have been acquired from the home. So I don't necessarily see a problem with it.
Something else I wanted to ask you about. So
that's basically in the general consensus.
But what about all the things that they messed up in evidence?
Well, that's it. Like, is there a lot? And that's what I wonder too, is part of it too. It's not that they've maybe exhausted all evidence. It's just everything that's viable, because certain things won't be able to be used because of, family going in and having it open and close. There's always gonna be that question about certain things. If not that they were tampered with, well, it could be tampered, but also, like say there's DNA and someone comes in a week after because the crime scene got open, sneezes, and that's why there's 2 DNA profiles. It's not because that was from the original night or something like that. Like,
right. It could be something like that holding up the progress too.
Mm-hmm.
Reported a couple weeks ago that there have been polygraphs used in the case, and I'm pretty sure it was the FBI. The sheriff kind of responded and said, the polygraphs that people are seeing are new hires at the sheriff's office, but the polygraphs that I was talking about weren't from that day. They were from a different time, and I think it was the FBI, not the sheriff's office, who was administering them.
Well, that was, the ones he's talking about was when they were sitting outside the sheriff's office and they kept seeing all those people coming in and out. The sheriff's office was having a hiring event, because I saw it.
Yeah, that's when Brian had reported that, and all the streamers, everybody else thought it was like currently right then, and so they ran to the sheriff's department fast as they could go.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, "Are you here for a polygraph? Are you here for a polygraph?"
You have to stop that one woman.
It wasn't even that day. And then he reported that night that it was like days prior or whatever.
That was funny. I like that.
But I saw on your Instagram, you actually have kind of an interesting story with a polygraph. Was it when you were in the CIA that you had to take a polygraph, or?
So I had to take for both because of the kinds of cases that I worked at FBI at the time. I took something called the lifestyle polygraph, which is definitely not what they're giving these individuals. There's no way that that's what they're giving. Yeah. Those are 8-hour-long polygraphs looking at like deviations of your life and deviant life behaviors and those kinds of things. I don't think that that's what they're giving these individuals. I think they're giving them a very quick poly. So we're talking 30 to 60 minutes is my guess, to eliminate people. I don't want to say completely eliminate them, but to help sort of thin this lead herd that they have.
That's just it. The huge amount of leads that they have to go through. I can't imagine. That's going to take so much time. And that's what we hope they're quietly doing behind the scenes.
This overwhelming amount of leads and individuals to decide whether, someone just right off the top, if they're telling the truth and answering these basic questions, then maybe that's someone that, in terms of triage, we don't have to clear them, but we don't have to put them at the top of our list right now.
Right.
And so I think that's what they're probably using them for. It's not, you can't use them in court, right? It's not an admission of guilt or innocence. So I think that's what they're doing with them.
And I guess if someone said, I don't want to take it, that's kind of a bad sign too. Like why would someone, right?
I think people are mixed, right? Like on that. First of all, it's scary. I mean, polygraph is not a fun,
It'd be scary, but I would think with me, if I knew I hadn't done anything, then yeah, give that to me. Get me out of the way. Get me out of the pool. And then work on whoever else.
I would fail. I would absolutely fail it. Even if I was telling the truth, I would fail it.
Would you have anxiety? Would it scare you?
Yeah. I mean, it would my heart would do all kinds of flutters during the polygraph that they would say that I was lying the whole time. I could just imagine how that would go.
I think I'd do good on one. But I say that now though. But it's not been,
Let's hope you don't have to take one.
Exactly.
Experience, right? You're hooked up to things, you're sitting in this chair. It is scary. And I also think a lot of times we see on TV all those kinds of things that, there could be used against you and all. And so I think some people are not wanting to take them because they're simply just scared of them, right? That's like one subset of the population. But yes, other individuals who are refusing to take them, it obviously could be for reasons that they want to hide their involvement.
So you had to do an 8-hour one?
Yes.
2 times?
8 hours? I didn't even know that was.
Yes, 8 hours. Could you imagine that?
Oh, no, an 8 hour, I couldn't do that. No, I can't even.
I was going to say, can you still do the 8 hours, or is that for just a normal 30-minute one?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to do something that feels good for 8 hours, let alone take a shower. No.
1, 2, and then 3 times.
Just to qualify to work on certain cases, or?
No, so at CIA to have a top secret and then SCI, which is sensitive compartmented information, you have to take what's called the lifestyle polygraph. And so, yes, the first one came back as a failure or inconclusive, so I had to come back the next day.
Oh, no.
Oh, that would be horrible.
I would be so mad.
Oh, 8 hours for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and which I passed.
And what do they ask you?
Questions on there were, they run the gamut of sexual preferences and orientation. Not that it's bad, they just want you to be out. And they ask you about drug usage. That was the question that I had trouble with. Because I've actually never done drugs in my life, and the polygrapher had a hard time believing that.
Funny.
And so the problem is when someone's calling you a liar and you're not lying, your blood pressure starts to go up.
Oh, so maybe give like a false positive.
Yeah. Frustrated,
Right.
and that's what was reading as inconclusive.
Wow. What if you had done drugs? Like, are you allowed to say it?
Yes, but it has to be within a certain amount of months, right? So, you just can't have done that yesterday. Obviously, they have a certain month usage going back. Marijuana would be fine in terms of month usage going back. I think you might have some other issues with more illicit drugs.
You must have been like, I would have been freaking out when I found out I had to come back the next day.
So you can still be an FBI agent if you smoked ganja in high school. So just anyone that wants to know.
Yeah.
Or CIA.
I couldn't believe that. That's not how I've heard of things, but I guess things have loosened on their rules since marijuana's gotten legalized.
Yeah. Well, one of my friends years ago tried to be a state cop, and he couldn't get in because he had a bad traffic record. I thought, well, I mean,
Yeah.
He was so mad. I'm like, well, you're gonna be pulling people over for doing a gun.
You have a bad record yourself.
Yeah. A little hypocrisy.
That would I actually said I'm
Like, I'd be
I'm
even
not
more
doing
nervous
this. Like
the
I'm
next
done.
day.
I
feel like
actually
I'd
said I'm
yell
not doing
again.
this. I'm quitting. I'm not doing this. And my recruiter actually called me and was like, no, you really should go back. And so I went back and I actually fell asleep in the chair because I didn't sleep the whole night. And that's when they decided that I was telling the truth because I
Yeah.
wasn't like, yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting. Yeah, I think people are just kind of fascinated by polygraphs. Like, I don't know, to be hooked
They
up.
suck.
You know, it sounds like. Yeah.
They really suck.
Well, and that's just like, yeah, like you said, you're hooked up to all those like bells and whistles, all those things. Like, it's not like you're sitting there comfortable. I probably wouldn't sleep the night before either.
Better word.
So back to the case. I mean, what is your gut? I keep wondering, like, I guess it could be like with Koberger, you know, I think it was 48 days.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there and I got a text like they think they got him in Pennsylvania and suddenly everything changed, you know? I mean, I guess that could happen at any moment.
That's how I think this case will go as well.
I do too. I think.
Yeah, this is what I was saying about the SWAT sitting at the sheriff's department.
Yeah, there's going to be one night where all of a sudden cavalry rolls out and we're going to wake up to, you know, streams of this guy, of somebody, you know, doing the perp walk into the, hopefully.
Yep, I think so. I pray so. I pray it's soon.
Me too. Me too.
It's one of those kinds of things that's going to happen at any moment. I don't know, because police are going to treat it, and you've done such a great job of like hiding the locations of the SWAT raids and those kinds of things. And police are going to treat this very similarly, because as of now, they're treating it that Nancy Guthrie is still alive, right, in a hostage kind of situation, unless that's changed. And so, I mean, you will see a very sudden movement of law enforcement behavior. This isn't going to be something that's going to take, you know, pan out their days.
I just keep wondering, is it going to be one of those cases where it's like everything goes dead and then like 4 years from now, suddenly it's like, there's been a break in the case, you know?
Well, and I have another, like, one of my questions is it, like, do they truly believe that she is still alive or she could possibly be? And I'm talking about law enforcement. Like, it kind of seemed like from Savannah to me, like she kind of is starting to accept the fact that she's probably gone. But is that protocol that they just, unless they have proof of otherwise?
I thought it was strange how they're acting like they are certain that she's still alive.
Yeah.
I've questioned that for quite a while now, because without her medications, first of all, I don't see her surviving for very long. And there's been the argument that if they were planning this, they could have gotten medications for her and things like that. But I just don't see that happening.
I don't know. I feel like
I don't know. It's strange.
I think it's more of a game of like CYA, because if he admits that she's gone, then there's a whole host of other blame that's going to come barreling down on him. That if you had done this and done that, and if there's still publicly hope that she's still alive, then he still looks good. Looks like the, you know, the good sheriff.
Yeah.
I mean, that very well could be the case. I just hope not, because it's so sad, you know, for the family.
Are you surprised that it's, I guess when I'm outside Nancy's house, I just think like, I look at the front of the house and I envision like if she came out like, I just can't believe that happened there. And with all the resources of the FBI and with President Trump even talking about it, and there's this obvious pressure on them to do whatever it takes to solve, that they still can't figure, with all the technology, you know? I guess I'm still just kind of surprised that we're here in this spot.
Yeah, but if you think about it, okay, in this case, he had an 8 or a 9 hour head start, right? And even in Koberger's case too, he also had, when did they report his time? 11.
And we go back to an 8 or 9 hour head start, number one. But number two, when it was first being looked at, there really wasn't this importance in things like the Ring camera being gone and the blood on the porch. It didn't feel like it was being taken seriously. I still go back to the family that they kept reiterating how sharp as a tack she was, how sharp as a tack she was. So I wonder if they did just treat this as someone wandering off. And so then that's even extra time where that evidence is getting mishmashed and stepped on and walked around and
a.m. So a 7-8 hour head start. And so I think it's that head start that I think is really problematic because this person had such a head start. And then also because this case initially wasn't necessarily even treated like a kidnapping. It was treated like, some kind of a burglary gone wrong. And so I think all those kinds of things add up as to why it's not solved. And yes, you would think in this day and age with technology, and that's why I know this person will be got at some point. There's no question. It just might not be today. That's the problem.
Do you think those ransom notes in the beginning sent to the local TV stations and TMZ could end up just being unrelated? Just some person trying to get money?
I already think they are unrelated.
You do?
That's been seems to be pretty much everybody's opinion in here is that they are just unrelated. And, that was just some opportunists because all of a sudden that whole line of the story just poof, gone. We haven't heard a word about it.
Yeah, where have the ransom notes gone now?
Mm-hmm. Because you could at least say we got another one, that last statement by Savannah, to me, like I said, just sounded like that was from her and her only, and she's just saying. I mean, of course, she represents the family, obviously, but she's just saying, okay, if you do have her, just give her up and we're done, and
oh yeah,
I think I do. And I think that is a bummer too, because and it's no one's fault. They had to treat that until they could not as real. And so that then added an additional 10 days, right? Of now going through these ransom notes.
And it didn't help that TMZ was the one getting them, and that TMZ was the one sensationalizing them and revving everybody up about them. And like I said, they normally cover celebrities, like pop culture stuff, not.
It was very strange to me that TMZ was involved too.
Well, and we've talked about ties to certain things that are going on right now, and I don't necessarily know that that her being taken is tied to that, but I sure think that a lot of people that want to kind of hide in the background because their names popped up, putting themselves in this, Harvey being one of those people, so that we're paying attention to that instead of other things.
So
yeah,
everything's just been sort of stacked against them, I guess.
I've heard a couple different things. Burglary gone wrong. Some people think. I've heard people think that it was a Savannah Guthrie stalker. I mean, do you have a feeling?
Yes. I definitely don't think that this is a burglary gone wrong. Because even to your point, you can't believe that this is this house on this street. There are.
That's something that that we've all wondered too. Yeah, why? When we have one statement from the brother, but Annie would have been so close to her, being the one that took care of her and all of those things, and that's, to me, she went missing on her watch, basically. And so, why in the world would you not be out there right along with your sister saying, please bring her back? Please, we'll do whatever we can. And I mean, and I understand that they got, they got bad advice, obviously, from the sheriff. But you don't have to take the advice.
No, at any time they could do what they wanted to.
Exactly.
As
And
do
that was
many
something-
others in the same situation.
Well, after hearing that also made me think of something, is when the FBI agent said, it was during one of the press conferences, that is ultimately up to the family. And now I look back and I wonder if he said that, kind of maybe reiterating it to the family that, yeah, the sheriff has told you not to, but it is
But
up
you
to
can make your own choice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm kind of going back and kind of my opinion's changing on some of the statements that have been made,
Yeah, well, you're learning more too as the days go on. We're getting little more pieces of evidence and information that we can put with the earlier information to make it make more sense.
Exactly.
So many other houses to pick from. And also in a burglary, we don't tend to see them taking a victim with them. That just tends to not be the case because it bogs them down, quite frankly. I do think that this is someone that was either upset with something Savannah Guthrie had done or had some obsession with her. And that's why they targeted.
And I go back to, we were talking about this last night. We've talked about it a lot of nights. The big homecoming that she had. And that who knows who was watching. Maybe somebody was obsessed with her. And they had been so excited about her coming to town and thinking that this was their chance to be her best friend, her whatever. Megyn Kelly talked about it, and they had that story about that. She's Scottish reporter who this man had an entire relationship in his head with her. He believed that when she was on the news and she'd brush her hair, that it was a sign to him. That when she would say certain words, that it was a sign to him. And so that's something that I have wondered, is when she came home, did this person think that this was their one big chance? And when that didn't happen, maybe they felt shunned. Maybe they were one of those people in the crowd and they said hi to her and she completely ignored them, and that was it. Because that was in November, December when she came home. So it wasn't that long.
It wasn't that long ago at all.
But long enough to be able to plan something like that. Just to take her and hurt her, because that was the center focus of...
To get Savannah back.
Yeah, but
back
that was
to Arizona.
And the center focus of a lot of her things with her mother were how close they were. They were best friends, how much she loved her mother, how her mother was just the light in the storm for her. And so, yeah, what's the best way to hurt her? You can't get to her, but her little sweet mother is sitting maybe one neighborhood away from you. And they would know her also because she worked for Arizona University. It could have been a kid that worked in the office there that got her address and everything that way. I mean,
I will say it's interesting, and I know that we've kind of wrote off the next door neighbor as anything like that, the gym guy, but he also works at the same university.
I did not know that. I didn't know that.
So I wonder if obviously you kind of know who your neighbors are, but to what extent did they speak and know each other, living next door to each other, but also working together? Did they know each other work? Did they even know each other worked at the same place when they did? It's interesting to know that he worked there as well.
Did he move? No, was that the one that moved recently?
I'm not sure if he's moved or not. I know that it's the one where the FBI was checking the cameras, though.
Because I thought
he was definitely at the gym show because you could see him putting the boxes in his vehicle from the show. So I don't know if he maybe spent some time there and some time somewhere else close by.
I thought have to look that up tomorrow. I thought somewhere it had said that he was renting that place and that he moved. And it was after they had come. So I'm gonna have to look that up. I can't remember if it was something that I heard that I saw in a chat or if it was actual something, from a report.
This family, which I don't want to, I was being cautious to say that because I never want her to think it's her fault. It's not her fault that this person did something like this, but that's just how I feel.
That's what your gut tells you.
Mm-hmm. It's just too targeted, Brian. This is too, you've been there for such a long time. Like, this is not a house that you just come upon and decide to rob. It's just
no. And that's something we said. It's dark. It's windy roads. It's, the more and more we hear, I'm leaning towards that it really was like a stalker that was the one way they knew they could hurt her. Because if it's not about money, then it's just simply about creating pain. Because robbery, if it were robbery, then you would think, okay, let us know what they took so that people can be looking in pawn shops, things like that.
Right. They didn't take anything that we know of. Now, what if they haven't told us if they actually did? And what if there's a piece of jewelry or something missing that they're not saying anything about so they can catch it?
And that's,
I don't know. That would be interesting too.
Yeah, and that's what I wonder if they will ever come out and say that.
Not that.
Well, thank you for your time, Tracy, as always.
Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it.
I really appreciate Tracy for taking the time to talk with me. Again, it's not very many people out there who are FBI agents and CIA officers. So that was, so she's always really, really helpful. I want to go through some of your questions that you sent me and just kind of rattle through a few. Could Nancy have been deceased before removal? Yes, she could have. And Tracy actually mentioned in that episode, one theory of why the backpack was so full is because it could have been tarps to actually move a body. And I hate to talk like that.
We talked about that too. And as sick as it sounds, it's absolutely possible.
I know they said that the blood on the front porch, the way it was dropped, the droplets was the same droplets of blood they found inside the house. I don't know where inside the house, but if we're saying that was how it got on the front porch, we have to think about the house too.
Exactly. Everything could have happened right in that bedroom. She could have, it could be in the hall, it could be in the living room. Yeah, we just don't know. And and I know, again, that's one of those things that is probably protected, information because of the investigation, but that would maybe make more sense about what happened in that house.
It's sad to think about, but that is definitely a real possibility. So she could have been deceased before removal. And of course, there was the blood that we saw outside leading from the front door to the driveway. So it's definitely a possibility. Any word on Annie and Tommaso? Did they ever get their car back and have they returned home? They have not got their car back, from what I am told. It is still in evidence, at least.
Okay, we were wondering about that. So they haven't gotten it back yet. And
but Nancy's car is back.
Yeah, okay. And that's I questioned that earlier because I hadn't seen that. So her car's back, but Annie and Tommaso's isn't.
As of yesterday. In terms of whether they returned home, I don't think so at this point, from what I can tell. They did install some new security cameras on their home, but I don't think that they are back staying there again, from what I can tell.
I can't, and that's the thing too, is like, not just Nancy's house, but now their house. To go back there, like that would be so hard because everybody's got to be just watching you.
Was Nancy Guthrie or any of her family members involved in any legal proceedings that someone would want Nancy Guthrie to disappear or send a message to the Guthrie family? Not that I know of. We've been to the courthouse. We've looked into a lot of that stuff just to see what's out there. We haven't been able to find anything like that. What about the 911 call about the caller who said a woman was trying to escape from a moving vehicle and yelling for help 3 miles away that morning, 30 minutes after her pacemaker disconnected?
That was, that was that a Malibu, did they say?
Seems like a major ball was dropped if that was Nancy yelling for help. So I have sources, just to back up for a minute, there was some scanner audio where there was a car reported with a woman yelling for help after Nancy went missing. I have sources who have told me that that car was pulled over. There was a bolo that went out for that car and they talked to the driver, and it has nothing to do with the Nancy Guthrie investigation. So, yeah.
Okay, so we can take that off of our plates, right? Off of our list of... Oh, did you fall out, T. Michelle? There you are. Okay. You're not T. Michelle, Truth Warrior. You know who I'm talking to.
It's me.
There you go.
I'm back.
Okay. You fell out. It happens to me a lot.
A lot of you have asked me about that. What about the 911 call about the caller who said a woman was trying to escape? Oh, no, that's the same one, sorry. What are the sentiments on the blocking of the camera with a handful of flowers as a possible reason to obscure Nancy Guthrie being taken out the front door at that point by another individual? And what about the back door that was left open? Why the confusion?
Well, we don't know what back door. She has like 5 back doors. And even that door on the side, like some people call those back doors. So they're just referring to everything but the main entrance as a back door.
Yeah, they really haven't told us anything to determine which one that is.
Exactly.
I'm going to assume the patio door on the side, but that's my assumption.
That's what I'm thinking now when we see that picture and we see the layout.
Never reported that the back door was left open. I've seen some others report that. I haven't had that personally confirmed. And in terms of putting the grass over the front camera, it's kind of one of the things that makes this guy look like an amateur, from what I'm told, why you wouldn't just pull the camera right away. It's one of the reasons I'm told that it's likely not like someone in the cartel, because they would just pull the camera. They know to do that. A professional burglar would know to do that. So trying to cover it with grass at first.
Yeah, the guy at the front door is kind of bumbly.
I'm told.
Yeah, he's definitely not done this many times.
No. And yeah, it doesn't look like, I mean, not that I'm a cartel expert, but you know.
that this was someone who's not a professional. But at the same time, I kind of hate saying that over and over again, that he's not a professional or, is an amateur, because, I mean, he's outsmarted everyone now until now, and it's day 28. So I don't know.
But maybe that's because we're all making this way too complicated and we're giving him way too much credit.
That's the point right there. That's what I think too. Especially all the assumptions going around on the internet. People are really going far with it. And I don't think it's that deep.
Exactly. And it's one of those things that's right in front of us. And it's just so simple, of an answer.
Maybe not so much of an amateur. Is this a cold case now? Will we ever get answers? Where does it go from here? I do not consider it a cold case. I mean, I know it feels like forever, and 28 days feels like forever for those of us who are invested in the case. But a lot of other big cases, I brought this up before, Brian Koberger, 48 days. I think it was 48. Maybe it was a little more. It's not uncommon for these things to take longer to be solved. I mean, it could be months, but I really believe in my heart it's going to be solved just with all the resources on it. So I don't think it's a cold case. What about the Google searches that we keep hearing about? Google, we actually reached out to Google and they say that those are not legit. So that's why I haven't been reporting on those.
So let's see, there you go. Something else added in, they aren't legit. And I didn't take a lot of stock in those either, because a lot of times people look up, I know driver's done it before. We've been watching a show or something and he'll look up somebody's bio and he's like, oh, they're worth such and such, just because it says it there. It's not. People look up celebrities. I mean, well, like you said, it's not legit. So maybe they looked up her and clicked on her mother or something. And I didn't see her interview the victim. It was the interview that everyone's talking about happened 6 years before, and that Virginia Guthrie, I think her name is, or Guthrie, she was the one that took her life. It had been like 6 years since she had interviewed them, so that was why they kind of pushed that aside. But one thing I have thought is if it's someone, maybe someone was angry at her for that, and the fact that she was home angered them more. I mean, and not that it's something connected with that, but just like an angry person, you know.
Has anyone looked into the gem show that was going on? Yes, and there was a gem show going on, which is really interesting. It was actually very hard to...
Somebody in here said that. I can't remember who it was. It was right when we first started covering that, and said, did you guys know there's a gem show going on? That might be something to look into, because you'd have, you know, people in town. Was that you? Okay, yeah, people in town that weren't necessarily normally in there. I remember that's the night we met. Yes.
Yep. Because they could have came in, they could have been staying at a hotel there for the gym show. I mean, you could think of a million different scenarios, but it just definitely brought more people in. People come from all over the world for that show.
Yeah, and maybe they got the wrong house and had to do something because they got seen. I mean, you don't
and
know.
It still could be true, because if they say that the Google searches are not legit, that was something that was marking off the gym guy, you know, because if they were after her, then of course it wasn't a wrong house, you know. But now that could be back on the table.
Exactly. Oh, same here, Alexa. We all do, for sure.
Get hotel rooms right when we first got here. I think it's one of the biggest gem shows anywhere. People come from all over the country here for this gem show. So there was a gem show going on. There were a lot of people from out of town here for the gem show. But whether that's connected to the case or anything like that, there's no indication of that. Are there any vacant homes near Nancy Guthrie's home? Yes, there are. There's actually some construction going on up the street with a couple of houses. So there is a lot of construction in the area. I've noticed at least like 3 or 4 houses being built. If someone abducted Nancy to make a point, why haven't they said anything? That's a really good question. With a kidnapping,
maybe that's the whole point. Maybe that is the point. We took away one of your most precious things in your world. Because didn't she call her mother her most precious gift or something like that? I can't remember the exact wording, but it was something like that. And so you see her, your reward is seeing this woman gutted emotionally because her most treasured person in the world is not just, she's lost. Like, you don't know. And there's that part of the punishment, that you will never know what happened to her.
And that unknown is worse than anything too.
Exactly. Because then your mind starts going and running, and she was a journalist. She was all these things. She's seen, you know, probably some really bad parts of people. And I think that, yeah, if it's not about money, then they've gotten what they wanted, is to hurt her.
You know, normally there would be a ransom and there would be communication and there would be proof of life, and none of that has really happened in this case, which is leading a lot of people to believe, a lot of experts to believe, that this actually wasn't a kidnapping, that it was just an abduction. What is the hardest or most challenging part about being a crime reporter? Okay, that's an interesting one. Couple of things. Probably being away from home can get kind of hard. Like, for example, today, you know, like I've been going every day, and today it's just kind of the first day where it's been really slow. And like I said, I'm kind of like the only one out here, and everyone on my team is just kind of relaxing today because there's not much going on, and you know, the news cycle has kind of been taken over by what's happening with.
And he's been one of the other ones that has been there all day, shows up in the morning, leaves at dusk. Sometimes he's out there after dark. So I give him props for that.
And then he still leaves and then does his video segments for us too. So he is really on it all the time while he's been out there. And I know he'll do the same when he goes home.
Oh yeah, and he doesn't have all these assistants helping him and all that stuff. It's just, and so that's another reason, because mainstream media was attacking him too. And he is mainstream media, but they were even attacking him.
Yeah, that's the funny part, because he's one of them.
Exactly.
They're on. So being away from home, and then sometimes you do get kind of lonely. But I'm also like so wrapped up in my work that I'm always thinking about it. I'm always trying to think of something to go do and look into. So I stay pretty busy most of the time. But I would say being away from home is hard. And then also just like
all over the world,
the sadness of the cases. And sometimes it's easy to put that out of your mind when you're just hardcore working. But when you slow down a little bit, you think about how sad it is. You think about Nancy Guthrie. Like I said at the beginning, like sometimes I just stare at the front door and think about her. She was brought out the front door, whatever happened. And you think about the families. And for me, I find myself like it hits me later on. Like I'm so wrapped up in the job and working hard that sometimes it's like kind of like around right now, like after things are kind of winding down a little bit, that I start to feel that a little more. So that's kind of a hard part of the job, I would say.
Well, that's something even people in here have talked about. Like, was it my man Jerry yesterday said, I've just got to take a break from this. And
yeah, you got to take time for yourself too, and don't let it consume you.
Exactly, because there is nothing that we can do except have discussions and, try to figure that out this way. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I get off here and I try to watch, because I was watching that catfish, because it's just something that you can take your brain out of,
But it doesn't compare at all to what the families and the victims are going through, obviously. So my heart goes out to them, and I think about them. I think about Savannah Guthrie and her family, and I'm committed to staying on the case.
That's something I try to remind myself, that just how lucky I am that I'm not in that I can just be an outsider looking in, that I don't have to be the person in the middle of all of that.
I don't know how long I'll stay out here. I don't have any plans to leave right now, but at some point I will obviously have to leave, especially if things really slow down. But I'll rush back immediately if anything happens. Again, I don't have any plans to leave now, so I'll have more episodes in the coming days, and we'll see. Hopefully there's a development. I mean, hopefully something happens. And again, I don't feel like it's a cold case, but that doesn't mean it's going to be solved in the next couple of days. I mean, it could be months. They'll get the DNA right, I think, with the genetic genealogy. It may take time. So that's the latest. Again, day 28, it's Saturday. Appreciate you guys for following along, sticking with me through this whole thing. And I'll talk to you guys later.
So, that's really it. There's not much more, and everything's kind of, like I said, it's not necessarily a cold case. It's a quiet case right now. So hopefully everybody is behind the scenes, and, we've got FBI behind the scenes, and they've got more figured out than we know. And let me see.
I'm just praying they're a lot closer than we feel like they are.
Mm-hmm. I do too. I'm going to do my nightly X scan. Is there anything else that you had questions that you wanted to discuss, or any points you think need to be brought up?
I think we've basically covered everything good.
Yeah, I think we did good. This was fun tonight. Thank you for coming up, and thank you for sharing your birthday with us.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I've had fun too.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Thank you for letting me come up on your channel tonight.
Oh, no problem. I enjoyed it. I really did. Now, here's something. This is from IRT Media. It says a sign addressed to the media has been posted on a street sign at Camino Escalante and Serrata Nopal inside Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood, asking for privacy during this difficult time. The message reads, "Dear media, this neighborhood needs space to process, heal, and gather in privacy as a loving community. Please cover this tragedy from elsewhere so that we may have some privacy, space, and dignity. Residents appear to be requesting distance from the ongoing media coverage as the community continues to cope with the situation surrounding Nancy Guthrie." I don't
Oh man, I hadn't seen that, but I see both sides, and I feel very bad that it's come to the kind of back and forth that it has, because there's, I think, a good divide in who wants the media there and who thinks it's time they go home.
Yeah. I do too. It's just so sad. And like I said, no matter what you think of Savannah, or I try to take all the politics, all the rumors, everything out. I just feel so bad for this family. And there's 3 little kids and I think someone said that Annie has a daughter. There's kids that lost their grandmother that she's just out there missing. And
yeah, that's just terrible. I just hope there's answers soon for their family.
Me too. Okay, here, this nerdy addict. What was the result of the spirit box that was supposed to happen at Nancy Guthrie's? Did they solve this case? And this Jackie, looks like from Canada, said they canceled out of respect for the family. Finally, some decency. I agree. I don't, believe in that. Don't believe in that. That's totally up to you. But there's a time and a place.
I think that's something that needs to be done on a stream, but not JLRs. You know what I mean? Like somewhere else that they can go to if they choose to. But it'd be more private, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where I am on that.
Like, I just think sitting outside in front of the home, that just seems so disrespectful.
Yeah, I don't really think that's the best place to do any of that, quite frankly. But I know that Dad's Gone Live had mentioned doing a candlelight vigil tomorrow sometime, maybe.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure if he does end up doing that or not, but that was mentioned. And he was trying to decide whether to do it at her house or somewhere else. He didn't know where to do it. But it's very short notice too, but I think it's good thought behind it.
Oh yeah, maybe like at her church that she went to before she couldn't get out. I wonder, maybe in the parking lot of the church, just so they're not invading the neighborhood, but they can still, or somewhere close, like maybe wherever the media was parking, there was like some kind of parking lot that they had to park at.
Yeah, I know that some people had mentioned the sheriff's department, and it kind of like double as a protest, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
And not a negative protest. I guess that probably wasn't the best word to choose, but just to give the awareness to the sheriff's department that they still are, wanting answers.
Yeah. That they're not going to let this go. They're not going to forget, like Mr. Mikey said, we can't
forget her.
I can't forget her. She just can't disappear. This is that Michael Ruiz. That was the one that's that Mike R reports. He's what'd they say? Fox News Digital. So he's like a streamer for Fox News. Let's see. Nancy Guthrie has now been missing for 27 days. Authorities are still chasing down leads, DNA, digital forensics, and tens of thousands of tips from the public. We haven't heard any specifics on what they found other than unknown male DNA. The sample only contained a partial profile that's not enough for the FBI's CODIS database. Savannah Guthrie and her siblings are offering up to $1 million for information that brings Nancy home. Pima County's crackdown on media parking, coupled with U.S. strikes on Iran, have resulted in a noticeable drawdown of media presence in Tucson. But we're still here. 2-mile radius where police were canvassing for home security video may not have been large enough. Anyone in the general area, even outside that circle, is encouraged to look through their footage for viable leads. Call 1-800-CALL-FBI.
And just to reiterate that point, yeah, they definitely should be looking through their footage because it's coming up on the 30-day mark, and that usually is when people's deletes.
Exactly. That is a good point. Yeah. And obviously that 2
at least back it up so you can go back and look at it later, but like do something so it doesn't erase or record over that footage.
Exactly. This is beautiful. I don't think she's in the mountains. Like I said, rough train to get there. Again, it's something simple. And Oh, yeah, I think that's, like I said, we haven't learned anything new today. We're just, that's just creators fighting. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just sitting here in my own little.
I'm not getting involved either. I don't do drama.
Nope, me either. And this is what's happening in our world. Well, in our world now. Oh, and Dubai. I never in a million years thought of Dubai getting attacked. It just seemed like.
Me either. It was wild to me to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
There was the leader of Iran. Am I saying it right? That he was the one that was killed?
Yeah, Khomeini. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah. So this is
very serious.
And I'm going to tell you what, and people can say whatever they want about me, but this is one of the times where I am absolutely thankful that my son has autism, because I don't have to worry about him going off to war. This is scary. This is just scary. What was that? Oh, this AI stuff, I swear. It says this is by their house, but it's not. What did we figure? It was like it took them about an hour to get.
Yeah, it wasn't very, very close.
Mm-mm. People made it out to be closer than it was. Oh, AI. Flipped up bridge. Okay. Oh, here's that post that you showed me. Yeah. Kiki. Oy. I'll read this from Jennifer Kaufman. What's Jennifer Kaufman doing? There's one particular YouTube account that continues to post content indicating Tommaso Cioni is responsible for what happened to Nancy. Not referring to TV Ashley. Oh. This account has hundreds of thousands of views and hundreds of comments indicating support for the notation that Tommaso's scheme in great detail, or Tommaso is guilty. This account discusses Tommaso's scheme in great detail. Pima County Sheriff's Office has unequivocally denied involvement by any of the Guthrie siblings and their spouses, which I think that they should just either shut up, because it just, with the confusion between the FBI and him, it made it look worse. But the recent ruling concerning TikToker who relentlessly named a professor as being guilty of the Idaho 4 murders has just had a $10 million settlement levied against her for her false accusations. The account I am referring to does not seem to be concerned in the least about their exposure, other than hoping for views, and it is working. What in the world is this YouTuber thinking? Their exposure is tremendous. If this account is wrong, I hope the family goes after them with everything they have. If the account is correct, then it will be the first time in 28 years of working joint investigations that a local commander working with the FBI lied about something this consequential. It wasn't the FBI, though. See, this is what I don't like about Jennifer Kaufendorfer. She gets stuff confused. She did it in the Sebastian Rogers case, too, and she flip-flopped stuff. It wasn't the FBI that cleared him. It was the sheriff's office. The FBI stated that nobody was cleared. So, no, the FBI didn't. The FBI said which bugs me. I can't watch her live because I literally grip my teeth. And I thought maybe she was going to do better this time, but apparently not. I also have never seen a statement like below issued in a joint case without the support of the FBI. That was the whole point, is after he issued this, the FBI said, no, he did this on his own. This was the statement. A statement from Chris Nanos on the Nancy Guthrie investigation. And that's the problem, is every time he makes a statement, he does it on his own. The FBI's like, oh, no. That's happened every time.
Yeah, there's no joint statement on anything.
No, he's not working with them. And that's been said by agents on both sides. So why would they? You're right, Jennifer. Why would they lie? Why would you lie, Jennifer? I think she's probably got like some like 18-year-old intern doing her research, and they're just hurrying up, grabbing whatever they can off the internet and giving it to her. There's Tommaso. And we know it's not him because he's got the big gray beard. But there's the family dog. That's the one, I believe. When people kept asking about where was her dog, that was the dog that passed away in December, I think it was. I need to go through and clear out some of these accounts because wow. Oh, nope. Drama. And that's going to be the hard part about this war, too, is with all the AI, how are we going to know?
You don't know what's real or not. That's the scary part.
That bridge, I'm pretty sure that was AI, but who knows? I mean, yeah, look at this account. That's that girl. Those pictures at the top, yeah, please. Yeah, this account appears to belong to the group that staged a photo op outside Nancy Guthrie's home and then took the flowers with them instead of leaving them at her tribute like the trash they are. Exactly. And did we ever find out there was that picture of her? It was like a short video of her throwing a bunch of black gloves up in the air. Was that AI? Or did she actually
I didn't see that. I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember. I thought I showed it on the live.
That's even worse though. That's just her making a joke of it.
Exactly. Because I watched and I thought, oh my gosh. Like, are you like just
very disrespectful?
Absolutely. And yeah, so this is it. There's not going to be no more media there. Like you said, Dad's Gone Live is probably going to be at the police station. But now that we're at war, that's what everyone's, Yeah, it is. It is, Lids Up. This is just such a daunting picture of that's it. And it's time that, we may, well, not us, because I mean, we're not connected, but we're going to have to move on to something else, because what are you going to do? I mean, you can't stare at an empty road and hope she's going to come back and that work. I mean, it's just, like I said, we will keep looking for updates, trying to, if anything's updated, definitely going to let everybody know, because a lot of us have, a lot of us met and are, through this case, and I know a lot of you are concerned and want to know. And so, yeah, I will definitely keep my eye on all of this stuff. And, as mentioned earlier, there's so many more other missing people. And that's something that I want to try and do. I want to try and bring some of those missing people to light, because not everybody has TMZ and Entertainment Tonight and everything getting the whole world praying for you. And
nope, sometimes they just need a voice.
Exactly. And there's another case that I'm trying to find out information about also that is a crime that I know a couple of people in here were following, and it's Rebecca Parks from she's from Upper Michigan, and she and her unborn child were murdered by her biological mother and her stepfather, and that case has gone very quiet, so we're hoping
that case is very interesting too. I started paying attention to it a while back too, and actually came across the documents there in interrogation.
Yeah,
it was very interesting.
I have the probable cause affidavit up on my community wall. If anyone's interested, it's 18 pages long, but it's the probable cause affidavit from her mother, and most of it's her mother's testimony, but it has some from the stepfather. And this poor girl, she was adopted, and she spent her whole life with an adopted family, the Park family, who actually had custody at the time because she was going through some issues of her other two children. But when she turned 18, she and her sister wanted to meet this bio mother of theirs, and it sounds like that was the downfall. They had met her 4 years before, and she was a math head, and so was her husband, and she had been making up stories about wanting a baby and getting a baby from people, and they still won't tell where this baby is. And so hopefully,
it's so sad.
Oh, it is. Hopefully they both get justice and those two people don't see the light of day. Michigan doesn't have capital punishment, so they'll sit there. I think
how far is that from you, where you live?
It is. I live in the Thumb area, and where she was. So, okay, people laugh at me, but this is how Michiganders tell people where they're at. So hold up your right hand with your palm facing you. I live like in the crook of the, like just a little bit south of the crook of the thumb, between the thumb and the first finger. Where this happened was the tip of the pinky finger. Right there. It's part of the Manistee National Forestry.
So it's on the opposite state from you.
Yep, it's on the opposite side, and it's up north. So, and it takes, but I mean, my state's not huge, so it would take me, it's about a 4-hour trip to get there. And, but the area is very like economically depressed. Hi, Lisa. I still wonder why it's not showing me the highs. It was showing me the hello when people just hit the hello button the other day. See, I break everything. But this where she was found is not far from her mother's house. It's like right, like kind of across. What it sounded like was it was either across the road from her, or it was like behind her. But there's huge areas, and there's this. It's not just in that one area. There's different areas in the state where this national preserves are, but very thick woods. And they had gone out and searched for her and hadn't found her in this area, and then or near it, and had basically just been probably a couple yards away from her. And then it was like a week later, other searchers went out and found her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And, oh, it's a mess. It's a mess. We'll have to dive into that because there's all this stuff. So her fiance, Rebecca, the victim, actually had dated her mother previously.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
And then had an affair with her sister.
It's all a tangled web in that case, for sure. I do remember all the craziness with that part, but yeah, I would be interested to learn more about it.
Yeah, and the sister came out and lied and said that he did it at first. And then they all got arrested for drugs. And it was like, what? Savannah Guthrie is aggressive enough to move past the she didn't.
I can see why that made him avoid, I guess. Yeah. But in the same sense, like, it's still another human being that deserves the same as everybody else that goes missing to be found. And she had already gotten a lot of exposure, you know, just because of who she was. So I don't know.
And that, I think at the beginning, that was I think that in the end, that's kind of harmed her, because of the national attention. And exactly, yeah, it could have been like, all right, fine, B, you know, do it yourself, you know. I mean,
yeah, he doesn't have a good track record though from a lot of different people, so it definitely wasn't just this. But I can see where that would happen.
And honestly, again, even though this is her mother, this is his county, and she can say she doesn't need him, she doesn't whatever, but he still has a job to do, and it doesn't matter what she says. He still,
when it comes down to it, she still needs him.
Yeah. And, you know, you can not want me all you want, but I'm going to do everything I can to find your mother. And I don't feel like he did that. And so, but that's very much how he's been explained. It's like a mafioso is how he's been explained, that if you make him mad, he punishes you. And he did that to some of his officers. And, well, and that's, I'm sure, you know, anybody in the media that's reporting on stuff, no matter what side you're on, is going to have people. I didn't even know who she was. I mean, I'm not trying to be, you know, but I
didn't either. I didn't know who she was until I started really like digging into it and just recognizing her face some, but I didn't know.
Yeah, because I don't watch that stuff. I'm usually trying to peel my child off of something he's climbed on, you know, at that time of the morning. And, but yeah, I think that her fame with the people that did know her, or just being famous, really harmed her in this case, because it brought out a lot of people inserting themselves that just made a jumble of everything. And yeah, he definitely did a lousy job. And I think like that's something that I keep seeing on like X, is all of these people calling for, like, I don't think he's got much chance in another election. I think that he is really, I don't see anybody coming out to support him saying, this is our sheriff, we love him, you know. I mentioned it, did it happen yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. So yesterday was Friday. So Friday night into the early morning, or excuse me, Thursday, I believe it was, into the early morning Friday, there was a house fire south of me, and at the southern edge of our county. And it was a 66-year-old man and a 64-year-old woman didn't make it. And our sheriff was there. And he was there all night. He was putting out reels on social media and to the news, letting everybody know that he said, this is something happened at this house, but do not worry. There is nothing to be worried about. Whatever happened at this house has to do with this house, and the public doesn't have to worry. He's just been constantly assuring everyone, but he's been out at that scene. And they found out today that the man in the house has a pew wound to the head. And he announced that today. And he said, again, we do not believe this was random. Something happened inside of that house. And one of the things that they are trying to figure out is when he said, while they were putting the fire, when the fire started in one area of the house, they know exactly where it started at. And he said when the fire department arrived there, they heard shots being, and they said they weren't sure if it was ammunition but they heard shots. And then when they investigated further, they found that the gentleman had been wounded in the head. And so, is this a murder-esque? Is this, I mean, they're not saying it's random, so it's not a break-in. Is this, did she do this? Did he do this? Did he do something to her? So that is going to be something else that's going to be interesting, is finding out what happened there. But like I said, our sheriff has been constantly, every couple hours, giving updates, and you can see he's tired, but he's out there, and he's not out there in a suit. He's out there in his gear, and he's got his vest on, and he's got his stuff on, and he's out there, and it's freezing, and it's snowing, and it's been up and down in temperatures. It's been raining, snowing, everything, and he's out there. And I gotta say, he's getting ready to run for governor, but he's been like this isn't the entire time he's been sheriff. And people are not always agree with him politically because of the political side that he stands on. But I will say, no matter what party he stands for, if he could be a governor the same way that he is a sheriff, then our state is in good hands, no matter what your politics are. Because that's what I've seen of him, is that he really cares, and he makes sure that the citizens of our county know that he actually put together this team. It's called the Ghost Team. And they go in and they hunt down these disgusting traffickers, and they find missing trafficked children. They have found in houses in Flint. In one house, they found like 15 little children. This was a couple months ago. I think like year to date, they had found something like 150 or 160 children in our county, and it's called the Ghost Team. So if anybody's interested, just look that up. There's lots of videos on YouTube and TikTok and stuff of these guys, and those are the sheriffs that we need. When the LDS church was targeted, we had a man drive through this church on a Sunday morning with exploding devices and rifles and mowed down these people and set their church on fire and burned it to the ground. He was there within minutes of that 911 call. He was there supporting his officers that had to take care of it. They had to take this man's life because he was hurting all these people. He was there to support the citizens, the church, no matter what. That wasn't his religion. That wasn't his church. And there's a lot of, bad press about, LDS, but they were still part of our community, and he still went in there and helped and did whatever he could. He was there, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter who any of these people were. They didn't deserve to go through something like that. And so I don't understand this sheriff, and I don't know. I really, like I said, I hope FBI has got this, and I hope that they're working under the cover of darkness like they usually do, and I hope that we're going to get a result like Kohlberger, and all of a sudden one day we're going to see, and hopefully soon, somebody doing a perp walk, and we know that that's him, and then we get to watch the trial, and we get to see the justice of this man, and hopefully find out what actually happened to poor Nancy. So, like I say, every time we finish one of these, it's 2:30 in my neck of the woods, so I took an Excedrin though because I had a headache after driving home, so I'm probably going to do a bunch of laundry and stuff like that for a while, but I am going to go and decompress from this just like you should. And if anybody's interested, I do have a Crimecast playlist in my playlist section. I've got a lot of playlists, so if you need some ASMR to fall asleep to, go ahead and check some of those out. Those are stories of missing, unsolved, lost people. There's a couple of like kind of Hollywood stories in there that are kind of cool too, but feel free to check those out. And I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow. If there's a candlelight vigil, I would like to be on for that and be part of that, just because there's so many people in here that care, and that, you know, we can't do a lot sitting at home in all these other states and stuff, but we can put out positive energy in the search for Nancy Guthrie, and positive energy for no matter what you feel about her daughters, her son-in-laws, the brother. She's got grandbabies, and her grandbabies don't have their nana anymore. And you know, we went through that in our home, and that's just pray for those grandbabies, that sometime in their lifetime they get some justice and they get to find out what happened to grandma. So on that note,
I agree. And thank you for having me tonight.
Oh yeah.
I will let you know when I find out what time the vigil is for tomorrow. If they do decide to do it, I'll let you know.
Okay, sounds good. And I'll keep looking too. And also, whoever finds out first, let me know. We'll let each other know. And so yeah, so check it out, everybody. If you want, if there is a candlelight vigil, we will do that tomorrow. So yeah, thank you, Truth Warrior. I really appreciate you coming up and discussing this with me. It's fun. It's nice to hear another voice when you're bouncing stuff off of each other. And I want to thank everyone in chat as usual. You guys are all awesome. You've got great points, great ideas. Everybody has been polite and kind to each other, and I absolutely love that, because not every chat can say that, you know. And
exactly.
So
it's been a lot of fun. Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Pardon? But yeah.
I said thanks, everybody.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you, everybody. And before you leave, if you enjoyed tonight and enjoyed the conversation, we don't always have something that's so crazy and full of, you know, there's calmer nights, there's calmer things, but yeah, if you want to come back and hang out with us and know when we're live, please hit the subscribe button and the notification button and the bell, and that way you'll get alerted when I'm live. And hit that thumbs up for me, because that'll help me. That'll help get more cool people in here. They'll put me more out in the algorithm. And yeah, so if you want to support the channel, I am offering memberships now. Like I said, no pressure, because I know I can't afford to be memberships with the million people. So, but just letting everybody know that it is an option now. So, but whether you can or whether you can't, I will treat you no differently. Oh, we were just we had gone through and reviewed some of Brian Enton's his latest upload, and then we just kind of checked out JLR to see what he did today. He went to Mount Lemon and stuff like that, so it was nothing new. And then this is just a picture that was posted on accident, just showing it said everybody's gone home now. So, and the neighbors have put out a statement just asking for privacy now so that they can heal. And I think I absolutely understand that. So I enjoyed it too. This was a good live, you guys. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that came and talked. And like I said, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, and the notification bell. And if there's a vigil tomorrow night, we will definitely be here. So, and Godfather, just FYI, if you're watching this, I found a little bit of Lilo and Stitch stuff, but I didn't find a lot. So I'm on a hunt. I promise you will have some cool nails that I will make for you. But I'm stuck right now, and I will find stuff though. So, all right. So everybody have a great night, and I will talk to you later. Peace, love, and claws, y'all. Good night.